Everybody, welcome in. How are you doing? Wednesday. We're here to see Jack Powers go to prison. Right? That's what's going to happen, right? 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 Hope you're doing well. It was touch and go as to whether we'd be able to stream this. I'm glad we're able to. It will be a short one. Like the moment this thing is over, I'll probably be out of here. And not just because of the football. Not just because of the football. Although that is on another screen over here as well. So stay tuned for all your live coverage. It's going to be a big one for my my Scottish friends as they're going to get dumped out in the semi-finals. So stay tuned, folks. It's all to play for. Speaking of all to play for, big court case. The state of San Andreas versus Jack Powers, accused of murdering Alfred Lesk. Accused, everyone saw it. Literally everyone saw it. There's no way. I didn't see it, or Jay didn't see it, but everyone saw it, right? A lot of people saw it. There's no getting out of it. All ready for this, Miss Murphy?
Yes. Yeah. I think I am. Are we allowed to? I know Mr. Albertson says we weren't allowed to take anything out of the vending machines.
He's not gonna see. He's not here. Look, he's on a conference, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got all your equipment now that you're a big time reporter like the rest of us?
No, the paperwork hasn't been filed officially, but I do have my wee microphone.
Oh, that's okay.
I've not got my a camera or anything. I don't know how to use it.
Well, don't worry, leave that to me. We'll employ the same strategy as we used when we went round to the AOD compound. You know, you can be the voice of the news. I'll just be the lens.
Right.
A silent partner, you know.
Okie doke.
Do you think Senior Buns is still open?
I'm not sure. We could try
Nope,
it.
as of 1 minute ago. Well, I'm gonna.
Have you went on duty, Mr. J?
Of course I haven't.
Okay.
Look, I've told you, Miss Murphy.
You do this for no money?
It's weird. Look, I just do it for the love of the game, you know.
Yes. Okay.
Not all my pursuits are materialistic.
I mean, but you still to eat.
That is true. It would be nice to, own real estate one day, but that would imply a long-term commitment. Not that I haven't already been here for the long term, but it's always good to have an escape plan.
Okay. Are we taking the van?
Yes, I think it's probably best.
Right.
It's important to get the brand noticed on days like these. You know, they don't come around all that often.
I know, but that's what I was thinking.
I might not actually be able to see much of this game myself. It's actually everything. My computer started doing this thing where everything on my second screen that isn't OBS would really stutter. And that's fine if OBS is doing what OBS needs to do to just make all this work.
Mr. J, or am I?
I'll drive.
Okay. Good.
I mean, these vans look great. I still think it's very it's nothing too fancy, but it just looks great. I think they sound great as well. It's really satisfying. Raw.
Where are we going?
Just get a bite to eat.
Okay. Senior Bun's not open anymore.
No, they closed exactly 1 minute before I checked.
Oh no.
My fault. I took too long getting the camera ready. Good day, sir. Good day, Mr. James. Let's take a couple sandwiches. And a couple bottles of water. Would you like anything else? Are you okay with what you got for the vending machine?
Oh shit, I forgot water.
I'll get you some water, Miss Murphy.
Oh, thank you.
for it as well. We don't know how long this thing's gonna go, you know? You know what? Give me a couple of Snickers as well. That's a good man. No, I don't want sprunk. Don't need a sprunk. I consider getting a sprunk, but you know, I don't want anything too zesty. Da, 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 da.
Yeah, you don't want to be burping in court.
No,
Oh,
not at
thank
all.
you.
No, you're quite welcome. All right, let's see where they want us. It's exciting.
It is. It's my first court case.
I'd love to say it's technically it's not mine, but it's my first in the city.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I have never been into a court. I'm assuming that they're going to need to like make sure that everybody's like searched and stuff.
Oh, I imagine. I mean, the courthouse is within City Hall as well, of course.
Oh, aye.
Have you been in? I got a small tour. I got to visit the courtroom yesterday.
No, I don't think I have.
The mayor himself was very kind enough to take a moment to show me around.
Oh, that's lovely.
He almost spilled the beans on our interview, but I think I pulled it back. I'll endeavour to get that out tomorrow. I just need to finish the transcript.
Yeah. What did he say that he almost dubbed it in?
He just made reference to the fact that we had carried out an interview in which he used much profanity. I would have preferred he not to mention said interview at all. Did we even get away with parking up front?
I don't know. We
Come
can
on,
maybe ask. We are press.
we are the fucking press.
Yeah, I didn't.
Oh!
Oh my goodness. I couldn't find a badge, by the way.
No fucking respect. Just no fucking respect.
I know.
Yeah, look, he's got a puncture doing that. Like Max Verstappen and Lando Norris. What's that, Miss Murphy?
I don't know what you just said.
Now you know how I feel half the time.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Oh, don't need my microphone. I'll leave that to you. There we go. Alright, let's see where they want us. There we go, just get the news van. Just slightly out of frame, you know. We don't want to take center stage, but we want to be visible.
Yeah. Goodness,
Yeah,
look at
stackers
the
are back now.
graffiti. I know.
They all used all the chaos to come out of the woodwork, didn't they?
Aye. Who graffiti's up a beautiful place like this?
It's a good question.
Oh goodness, that sounded sore.
Yeah, I'm sure it was still up. Well, is it a good day for it?
I know it's beautiful.
Obviously, when people come out of the end, Maisie, we'll hope to get people gathering on the steps here for
Okay.
questions and interviews, and the like. People love a front steps of a courtroom shot. Really big on those, from what I understand, and from what I've seen of procedural crime shows. Pretty uncouth to carry out such interviews inside the courthouse, you know.
Ah,
Much better to do it outside. Much better.
yeah.
Mr. Andelvass will agree.
Albertson. His name is Albertson.
Is it?
Mhm.
Oh, I'm trying to remember that.
You say that every time.
Oh, we
Do
got
you know
Belle's
where we're
portrait.
going?
That's good.
Oh.
That's a good picture I took, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is. It's lovely. She's got very purple hair.
That was one of my favourite parts of the job, you know.
Oh,
It's on the second floor, I believe. I think we can use the elevator.
can we? Oh,
There is a
there's no
courtroom
stairs
on this level, but I believe that the main
you
event is
know-
taking place upstairs.
I think we need a swipey card.
No, we
I
don't.
don't have it. Oh, do you not?
No. Just-
I'm gonna go to the
it's just-
courtroom.
you.
Oh,
Oh.
Oh, there we go.
hello, sandwich. Mr. Walker, good to see. God bless you.
Commissioner,
Oh my-
very good to
oh
see
my
you.
goodness.
Looking very much like
I
the
stand
deceased.
with Alfred.
Wow.
I can
Is
see.
the
I can
camera
see
rolling?
that. The camera is not yet rolling. So
Oh, damn it.
I'm gonna go get changed. I just wanted Powers to see me like this so he knows exactly where I stand.
Damn.
Alright,
Okay.
shoot him in it.
maybe.
See Officer Hansen.
Wow.
Okay, Maisie, we'll get you outside the courtroom. Do a small,
Courtroom
short piece
is-
to the camera.
This way, Cheryl.
No, it's
Small,
not. Not this
short
way.
piece.
The sign
Just a
says
short
so.
piece.
Yeah, I don't know who put this sign up.
You're just gonna be introducing the case, you know. No, we'll put it at the front of a package. In fact, you know what? We'll do it in front of a waiting room. We'll do it in front of a
Oh,
waiting
okay.
room.
Okay. Right. Okay. I might need to look at my notes or something. Right. So we're here. We're here for is it Jack Powers?
Yes, who's right behind
Yeah.
those doors, possibly.
Oh, that's interesting. That is really interesting. Hello. My name is Maisie Murphy, and I am reporting here for Weasel News inside of City Hall this evening, where we are attending the court case of Mr. Jack Powers, who is accused of first-degree murder of Alfred. And we are going to be giving you time-by-time updates.
All right, let's cut it there. Okay.
Mhm.
Now remember, this could be national. This could go out nationally. So saying he's here for the murder of Alfred, that means nothing to people. You know, you gotta get the surname in, Maisie. You gotta get the surname in.
What is his surname?
Lesk.
Leska.
Yes.
Right.
Okay,
And
let's take it
how-
from
who was Alfred?
he was Alfred.
To the people, I mean.
Oh, he was Alfred. Okay, let's take it from the top. Okay, we're going in 3, 2, 1.
Hello, and my name is Maisie. Oh my goodness, you did it again.
3,
again.
2, 1.
Hello, this is Maisie Murphy reporting for Weasel News. We are inside City Hall, about to attend the court case of Mr. Jack Powers, who stands accused of murdering Alfred Lesk in cold blood. So Alfred was a loved member of the community. So we will be here giving you a play-by-play update on how this court case goes this evening and what the end up is. Thank you.
What the end up is?
Yeah.
All right, cut and move. Let's cut and move. Let's go. That's why ADR was invented.
What is ADR?
It doesn't matter.
You get these few
Okay.
people. I'm just going to try something. Oh, hang on.
How's it going? Just gonna search you real
Good
quick.
eating. Oh yes, of course.
Will you like to step over here, madam? I'll if you just like to
absolutely.
turn around
all
and
good, all good. Awesome, you're all set, sir.
sorry,
Thank
don't
you,
don't
thank you
worry.
very much.
It's, just a
Thank you so
quick-
much for your cooperation.
Just make sure you don't bring anything.
Oh, quite all right.
You should-
Do 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 do.
Are these bees alive?
Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Very nice windows. You're right, Ems. You're right. It should have been Bean Enthusiast. Do 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 do. That is one big sea of orange from the Dutch fans, as you might expect. All out to cheer on Max Verstappen tonight. That's my watch along commentary interjection right there. Hope you appreciated it. Okay, he's got my microphone ready as well, just in case. Just in case. Just in case. Alright. Let's see what they want us. After you.
Okay.
You don't have to.
Oh, goodness. It's busy. Hello.
Special guest just arrived. C3PO.
He did not. It's looking
Jaywalkers.
at me.
Oh, and C3PO.
I don't know. It must
You
be
ever hear him talk?
some kind of cosplay enthusiast who just walked in there.
Do I look like C3PO?
Yeah, you must look like C3PO. Yeah.
Oh. Who's that?
Don't know.
They can't
It
hear
must be the hair. Must be the shiny hair.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah,
Where are we
so-
standing, Mr. J?
I'll speak to the chief.
Right, okay, where's the chief?
Oh, actually,
How you doing?
Miss Commapod, just for person.
He also did bring a tie.
Is there anywhere in particular you would like the press to record proceedings from?
Well, I think it's whatever you feels the best shot. I kind of think maybe,
No, Jay.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor.
even if you could scoot near the front
It's
somewhere,
just bring to
in
you.
one of the corners, maybe over in that corner there, and you can get the whole kind of. You can see the screen as well.
Nobody's going to be over in the jury seats. You could go there and get a good shot across the
The
room.
sun is out. The
Oh,
windows are
that
clean.
could be an interesting perspective for sure.
You could
Yeah,
be like
you
on the
could be.
jury.
You could look back and get the
Certainly
shots
glad you
of,
could join us
the
today.
crowd.
Bye, thank you very much for following. Mr. Mayor, once the proceedings have ended, it'd be good to get your immediate reaction on the front steps of City Hall.
What do you call him? Team?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful.
Fantastic.
Forget it all.
And they will take care of the rest of it.
Apparently it's blasphemous to do that inside the courthouse,
Oh,
you
you're
know.
just uncouth, you know?
Alright, that's
Oh.
the word.
Uncouth.
Uncouth.
Oh,
What's
that's a
a
new
coof?
word.
Is that TV
Oh,
still
right
working?
on.
What's a coof?
We've got 5 minutes, so I'm going to go back down the front and
Okay.
That's
get
fine.
in
Just-
position.
Just you get set up, Jay, whatever you feel is the most appropriate for you.
Okay, we'll take a look around. Thank you, Mr.
Aye.
No, no
Right
problem.
on.
I hate him so much.
Did you want to go and see the chief?
Well, I was going to ask him if there was anybody in particular, but
Like the Flash.
maybe,
do you want
maybe.
do you want me to come get him for you?
Oh no, that's okay. All right, we'll scooch
Right,
round.
okay.
I will scooch, we'll scooch.
Scooch. I don't know, this
Can you hear
corner
me?
maybe.
My
I
mic's
don't.
acting
Yeah,
flash,
yeah,
my mic's
maybe here.
Oh, I want to take the jury stand, you know.
Hi, Flash. Thanks
Aye.
for supporting me. I didn't know you were back there.
I could be perched with my camera, you know. I could be
But that's
perched.
what that
Mhm.
sitting on that side means, I think. Right? Sure. Isn't that what that means?
He's
Oh, yeah.
supporting his husband.
Oh yeah, this is
No, people
this
do
is
this
that-
thing
this is
is that the
ideal.
one?
on the side
Yeah.
they
Right, okay.
are siding with
I can't really
in a
see
courtroom. Is
Mr.
that
Powers,
right,
but
Judge,
that
Henry
kind of
Weisschap?
creates a dramatic effect.
Justice.
Okay, let me perch over here. Just see.
Close up.
What if I sat on the chair? Hmm,
He's getting his notes ready.
Right.
I'm
He's
unsure.
getting his notes.
I'm unsure.
Okay.
That's what she said.
It's actually quite adds to a bit dramatic effect just seeing the back of Mr. Powers' head.
Chief, it's Jay Walker. He's famous. No, he's Mel's friend. No. You have to like play it cool with these things.
In the courtroom.
Anyway, I'm just going to go out into the hallway for a moment.
Quiet in the courtroom.
I don't think I can crouch. I'm gonna start doing weird
Burrow.
walking. The things you remember from
Thought there'd be like elevator wings.
doing weird weekends filming. You do weird crouch walking if you try to crouch and use the thing. You do occasionally edge to the side when you're standing up as well. So you gotta keep an eye on that, but the news cam's weird. It's always been weird, and it will always be weird. But we make it work.
Also, my microphone is still on. I forgot to turn that off.
The depth of field's of the lottery, you know? Like,
Can you hear me?
that's, we've got a really sharp focus on that flag when we really want it to be on Wise Chap.
Okay, hang on.
But from here, we're okay. That's a nice depth of field over the head.
I'm going to be stood over there.
We should be able to hear everything fine from here, so I think we're better here than at the back. We might have been okay at the back, to be fair. I mean,
Kraken's going to stay near the back.
Okay, if he's near the back. Dressed like a
These
bro,
rooms will
though,
have
like,
been
dressed like you're gonna go
carefully designed, I imagine.
for a sleepover.
If anything happens.
The courtroom.
Hello, Ava, welcome in.
Yeah, so I don't
How you
wanna be too
doing?
Close to powers, though.
Oh, why is she here?
Yeah, back right.
Actually,
Oh, here she is.
Court will be in session in about 5 more minutes' time. So please, if you need
Oh,
a
hey,
poo
Maggie.
or a pee or a cigarette, now is the time. Thank you.
I can smoke in it? I've just told someone off for that.
Come on, wise chap, you got to get out. You got to get out, and then we got to have the all rise moment. Come on, this is your moment. This is your moment.
Why is Bryn
out there
standing?
Kraken's gonna
Do,
be
do,
back.
do, 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 do.
You can hear me still. My microphone is still on. I thought it was off.
On vacation,
Microphone is
fantastic.
Still on. I see. Okay.
Hope you're enjoying it.
Just got a naturally loud voice, Mr. Powers.
No, there's a.
Thank you very much for
microphone
dropping
on my
by.
desk here. It's still on. I just I keep thinking it's off, but it's just.
Maybe I should put my phone on silent while I'm here, like a professional. It's almost like that prior to last week I haven't been doing this for a while.
Lady in the wonderful trousers in the middle.
But right about here. You see
Hi,
sort of
Judge.
line with Margaret.
Hi, you look stunning.
Oh, thank you, my dear. You look great.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
I love your moustache.
Oh, thank you. I love yours too.
I'm gonna bump
Oh,
up
thank you very much, my
the
dear.
game audio a touch
Keep an eye out for anything.
and see how that goes for this. Bum 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 bum.
I don't live here, Bryn, but thank you.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back, Mr. Chief. Right.
Hello.
Have you found the right space?
Is that still a wig?
I think this is going fine. Okay, let's go
Right.
live, Miss Murphy.
Well
Okay.
over a year.
Okay. Am I going to be talking through this? Because
No,
I don't
God,
want
no.
to yeah, I was going to say I don't want to interrupt.
No, this is just a silent broadcast.
Right. Right. Okay.
Eventually, when I pull this off, it just pops out.
Do, 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 do. This is the easier, it's the easy gig. No talking, just point and shoot. I like these ones. I can deal with these ones. We're getting underway in Germany as well, folks.
I'm trying to remember.
Well, the fact is 1 minute has passed. There's possibly a big delay on this ITVX stream. We'll see. If I hear cheering from the other room or booing, then I'll know what's up.
No, don't be ridiculous. It was the shafter's fault.
It's quiet there.
Shafter's fault.
Yes, I was in a shaft during the shafter's dog shit. We all know
Shafter's a fantastic how dare you?
fucking piece of shit.
What just seems wrong?
You guilty, you son of a bitch. You dig
Fuck
back.
you're
You son of a bitch.
you did. You're guilty.
How
they should give
dare
fucking
you
death
slag off the
sentence.
Shafter?
They should put you in the electric chair. It looks like they already did with that fucking haircut. You survived.
You're lucky the electric chair doesn't exist anymore.
Shame, but Wolf had to have a heart attack a few days before this. I'm sure he will have some kind of presence. I'm sure. Look at his crew.
Shit.
Don't know who that is, but I respect the style enormously.
Okay, everybody, welcome to Los Santos High Court. Today, we are here to hear the case of the state of Los Santos versus Jack Powers. Mr. Powers here faces charges of murder and kidnapping. This court will hear from the prosecution and defense and then come to a judgment. A couple of house rules. I ask if you are one of the participants, please speak with a shout, clearly and orate for the court. If you're in the gallery there or listening in, please speak with a whisper, so not to disturb. Mobile phone should be switched on to silent for the duration of the court hearing as well, so that we don't disturb things. With that, court is in session, and I hand over to the prosecution to open with their opening statement.
Here we go.
I bet someone rings me.
Alright.
Put the phone on silent.
I hope everyone can hear me.
Lovely.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Friedrich Richter, and I am the lead prosecutor in this case. It is my honor to represent the people of this state. On the 29th of June 2024, the defendant of this case executed Alfred Lesk in cold blood in front of Old City Hall. At the end of the trial, we will ask for a verdict of guilty from Chief Judge Henry Weisschap. Your Honor.
Thank you very much.
Carrying on. Ladies and gentlemen, this case is about a long and well-known feud between the defendant and the victim, the former being unable to control his emotions and bringing the feud to a decisive end. The prosecution will call one witness to the stand, Mayor Bryn Jones, who will explain that he was present at the City Hall and witnessed the defendant execute Alfred Lesk. The defense may argue that the defendant acted in self-defense. However, the evidence we will reveal and the witness statements shall disprove that decisively. Furthermore, the defense may argue that the defendant was temporarily insane for the duration of the incident and that this behavior would be unusual for said defendant, which again would be disproven by anyone who knows the defendant. Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Friedrich. Thank you. Take a wee seat. The defense, if you'd like to come forward with your opening statement, please.
Thank you, Your Honour. Good evening, Your Honour, our prosecution, members of the public. My name is Cameron Spector from Chambers Inspector Law Firm. I, together with my colleague Raphael Funder, represent the defendant Jack Powers. The defendant stands here today wrongly accused of murder, where we'll be attempting to prove here today. At the end of this trial, we will ask you, Your Honour, Chief Justice Henry Weisschap, to render a verdict of not guilty on the count of murder, the only appropriate verdict in this case.
It is well known that there has been bad blood between our client and the alleged victim, but it is also well known that the LSPD has had it out for our client since they fired him. We believe that in this case, it was not our client that shot and killed Alfred Lesk, but in fact, it was a member of the LSPD who took this man's life in the crossfire and are now trying to pin it on our client. This could even be seen as law enforcement assisted suicide on the part of Mr. Lesk in an attempt to have one last thing pinned on Mr. Powers. Mr. Powers believes that Mr. Lesk ran towards the crossfire just to destroy his reputation, life, and career, leading to Mr. Lesk's death. Mr. Powers believes that Mr. Lesk was very suicidal and says that Mr. Lesk was very tormenting towards him. This will be discussed later on by our witnesses.
Mr. Powers used to be employed by the LSPD and ran the Major Crimes Division, and he claims that he was unfairly dismissed when dealing with a major crimes case that was looking into Mr. Lesk, as they felt that they were not doing his job correctly. He then claims that Mr. Lesk had continued with his murdering spree, even though Mr. Powers had told the LSPD repeatedly about this. He said they refused to do anything about it.
In our later witness statements, you will hear that our witnesses who were present did not see Mr. Powers shoot the gun that he was holding towards Mr. Lesk's head. Mr. Powers has said there will be many people there who claim that he did shoot Mr. Lesk, but he also wants to make it known that he isn't a very much liked individual within the city and has had many issues with several individuals. He says this does not make him a murderer.
On the charges of kidnapping and evading, there is evidence that Mr. Powers did kidnap Mr. Lesk by holding him at gunpoint, which he did to scare him and not harm him, and he invaded police. Mr. Powers claims he ran away after Mr. Lesk ran towards the gunfire, as he was afraid for his life due to previous instances with Mr. Lesk. Mr. Powers was then shot in the buttocks by the police to stop him from evading. He does admit he ran away from Pillbox Medical Centre after being operated on. We, the defence, would like to ask for leniency on these two charges. Thank you, Your Honour.
Thank you very much. Wonderful opening statements from both. Thank you. Wonderful, wonderful stuff. Okay, we will move into now the chance for both sides to show their evidence and findings in this case. The prosecution always leads, so with that, also we do have a television here that someone has the remote for, who will be showing the evidence as needed. So please read out the number and letter so that we know what to put on the screen. With that, prosecution, please come forward with your evidence and findings and present them to the court.
All right. First and foremost, we will begin with a somewhat character examination of the defendant. For that, I would like the person, whoever is in charge for the evidence, to bring forward Exhibit 1A, Report 1899, Alfred Lesk and Jack Powers, 13th March 24. the bomb incident at the Black Lantern.
England already behind, incidentally.
Wonderful, thank you very much. Due to time constraints, I will refrain from reading out the whole report. I will summarize it. The situation is as follows. This was one of the many altercations the defendant had with a victim, with a deceased. This one was carried out at the Black Lantern after the deceased planted a bomb in the defendant's car. This was resolved by the LSPD and the bomb was discharged. But this shows the violence tendencies of both the deceased and the defendant. Alfred, the deceased, was holding Jack Powers at gunpoint due to Powers having a bomb in his pockets. My bad. That was a mistake. That was another report. Right. Later in the when the situation calmed down, Powers stated that he, if he sees Alfred again, he was going to kill him. And after Alfred entered the barn, Powers attacked him. This shows the violence tendencies between the both. Right. Anything to add? Any interjections? Nothing? We'll carry on then.
Unless they say something, just crack on.
I affirm. Alright. The next exhibit will be 1B. Report 511. Alfred Lusk and Jack Powers. 29th of March, 23. Code word beans. This is another one of the situations where the defendant and the deceased butted heads against each other, further showing more the extensive history they both had. It comes down to the deceased spreading, selling, or distributing beans, and the defendant being convinced that these were made from human remains. Further findings later revealed that indeed these beans were made from human tissue.
Oh shit.
Later, the defendant was dressed in military fatigues, firing widely into the air with a weapon. He later evaded arrest and disappeared into the foliage, showing that he is both evasive and dangerous in the prosecution of the law. Carrying on. Exhibit 1C. Incident 1018. Evading and drug possession. 27th, 7/23. Drug possession. This one is unrelated to the deceased. In this report, it was stated by a bystander that and I quote, a weird black van tried to sell me drugs. So the LEOs did find this
Objection relevance.
Go on.
How is this relevant to the current case and matter, and also hearsay of her?
This will show the defendant's use and possession of drugs. We will come to that in a minute. If I may.
Yeah, allowed. Carry on.
Alright. Furthermore, the LEOs tracked down the V-van, and it showed that Jack Powers and his colleague were driving said van. 3 bags of meth were found in the van, even though Powers claimed that it was not in his possession. He evaded arrest once the police tried to arrest him. He even went so far that he jumped into the water and evaded. Second. Okay. Furthermore, confiscated was 2 pistols, 2 nightsticks, 1 taser, 1 shotgun, 3 meth bags, 1 pistol with a suppressor, also showing illegal weapon possession. If he consumed said drugs is unknown, but he did own them. We had him on his person or his vehicle. Okay. Carrying on then would be Exhibit 1D, Report 1969, Witness Statement Incident, 17th of April 24. Fight between Powers and Lesk. The first statement is from a Vivian Voss, who is not present here at court today. She reported, as stated before, that these two, the defendant and the deceased, have a long history of fighting, and that on the said incident they were fighting again. Powers stole Miss Voss's licensed taser and gun and slipped it into the deceased pockets. Alfred wanted Powers to shoot with Miss Voss, but he refused to. It was she observed a certain dynamic, unlike ever before, where they were quite docile with each other. She said normally, my bad. Normally these two pop off at each other at every opportunity. 1 second. Another statement would be from Archie, who is also not present in court today, who confirms that the firearm was indeed taken from Miss Voss and slipped into Alfred's pockets. He stated that Powers gave it to Alfred to see what the deceased would do. And he further said that they started, quote-unquote, shit-talking each other, and the situation escalated. And
Penalty
it
courtesy of Dumfries.
escalated with them.
Thank you, Scottish friend.
With Powers trying to disarm Alfred and tackling him. Alfred opened fire, and the situation escalated. Please note that Powers did not shoot, but only tackled. Next one. Extract 1E, Report 1955, Michael Flash and Jack Powers. 12th of April 24. Compulsive lying and death threats.
Oh dear.
This is another direct extract from the reports of the LSPD. In this situation, Jack Powers was recklessly driving in combination with Micah Flash. But he, yeah, go on.
Objection. Relevance to the case.
Would be
Would you? Sorry, Richter, you'll have to repeat that. Go again.
the relevance will be revealed in a minute. It leads to powers threatening Flash.
But it's not related to both.
I think we had a previous one similar. So on this, I will allow for the objection. So let's move on to the next one after this.
Noted. Okay. I will refrain from bringing up further violent tendencies then regarding powers.
If it's relevant to the case, then please do. But any previous from now, I think we can. Yeah.
This is more of a character study at the moment.
Understood.
One I would like to bring up would be
Heyo!
Exhibit 1F Report 1505 Powers on Civilian 19th of December 23. My bad, Report 1084 1G Public Endangerment. I can sort out my paperwork here. In this one, it would show that it would be revealed that Powers has both access to Class 3 weapons and is not shying away from using them, both against Alfred Lusk as shown, presumably, and more importantly, the LEOs of our state. In this one, the police was chasing Powers because he had a Class 3 weapon in Palliative Forest with a suppressor on it. Sheriff Kapow managed to disarm him and...
An objection, relevance. Relevance. This is
dismissed, absolutely relevant. There's a gun used in this case.
Exactly. Thank
Carry
you.
on.
It was Kapow managed to apprehend the defendant, but the defendant managed to gain the upper hand and overpower Sheriff Kapow and took back his rifle. Powers proceeded to shoot at the officers and flee the scene. Later, he was seen shooting from his car at Pillbox Medical Center. And further down the chase, he was shooting at police in the water. And it was confirmed that he shot Officer Storm 4 times while hiding in a bush. He was later taken down by Officer Storm in a standoff because the officer thought that Powers was going to take the shot. This shows us that the defendant is ready and able to use violence against the state, and he has the means to do so. Okay. For reference, I would like to bring up the MDT profile of Jack Powers, which would be Exhibit 1I, which shows the history. Oh, that's an unfortunate accident.
But we know I know what I'm saying, man.
Kind of funny.
One eye.
Yes. In this exhibit, we see the extensive criminal history with the defendant. This is another extract from the MDT. This is oh, my bad. This is actually wrong. This is not what I was looking for at all. This is a mistake from my side. This is a retracted warrant, I believe. No, just hold for a second. There's a problem on my end.
No problems.
Ah, right. My bad. I am back at it. In this case, we would see that was both had both gained and lost his weapons and hunting license multiple times. That he was expunged. His record was expunged by the former Mayor Melrose. And furthermore, many incidents did happen as stated. This would be the last statement on his character study. We would now return to the case at hand, and I would like to bring up Exhibit 1J, the EMS post-mortem report on Alfred Lesk.
Ooh. We'd say it's a bit of a character assassination. Failure otherwise. I believe one of the pieces of evidence was called Powers threatens to shove wrench up someone's ass. So. Okay, here we go. Look at this.
What we are looking at is a post-mortem report on the deceased, as I said. To run it down to you, the deceased was killed by, or his cause of death was cease of brain activity after a 9mm bullet was shot from close distance into his head. The bullet was stuck in his head and had to be extracted. We have said bullet in evidence as well, which will be revealed in a minute. Postmortem revealed a 9mm bullet from a handgun fired from approximately 7 feet away. And the EMS confiscated it. There we go. And the deceased was dead on arrival. There was no chance of reviving him, even though efforts were made. Last but not least, Exhibit 1K, the extracted bullet from the deceased's head. As you can see, we extracted said bullet from the
There it
deceased's
is. That's it.
I think Mr. Powers just wants to have a look at it. Yep.
That is completely
Fucking
fine.
tiny.
That'll be all from my side for now. Thank you, Your
Not a
Honor.
problem. Thank you very much, Mr. Friedrich. Richter, sorry. Good work. Thank you. Now, let's move over to the defense. If you are ready to share your findings, that would be
Quick, have a drink.
Yes, Your Honour. Thank you. We'll go for evidence 3A, please. Okay, so this is our evidence in regards to the gunshot wound. EMS Charlie 2, Gabriel McAllister, who carried out the autopsy, advised in his report that the gunshot wound from the forehead had no exit wound. We also visited with Chief of EMS Gillian Carter to the morgue, where this is backed up from the statement from his report. And this also backs up the claim of law enforcement assisted suicide when Mr. Lesk ran towards the crossfire. Sorry.
Now, the EMS report was 17 days late. When we ourselves spoke with EMS personnel in the early hours of June, apparently in the early hours of June 30th, to ask about the report written on Mr. Lesk's death, EMS informed us that they had no report written on Mr. Lesk or the surroundings of the death at the time.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds?
There's no relevance to the case when the report was written, if it was written true.
If you'd like us to continue, Judge, we'll get to our point.
Yeah, please continue. I'm going to allow it. Continue.
One of the EMS workers said that the chief of EMS, John Carter, was handling the report, and then it was mentioned that junior paramedic Kali Chanda was the first responder to the incident, and that the date of the death was confirmed as the 18th or 19th of June 2024. At this stage, they advised they could not confidently confirm the date of Mr. Lest's death. The report was written by EMS Charlie 2, Gabriel McAllister, and given to us 17 days after the incident.
Yep, so as advised, the incident happened on the 18th of June. We received a completed medical report from EMS Charlie 2, Gabriel McAllister, on the 4th, as my colleague said, a whole 17 days after the incident. The report was partially written by Fire Chief Omega 2, Stella Faulkner, who's not medically trained, and also not written by junior paramedic Kali Chanda, the medically trained first responder who was primary and first on the scene. How can we trust the legitimacy of the medical report if this was not done by the medically trained first responder and primary on this case? Next, evidence 3B.
Three C is the next one we've got for you guys.
Spent this whole time muted because of how much I'm coughing.
Sorry, yeah, 3B for CCTV footage. Sorry, it's not. I don't think it's appearing on the screen. We tried to obtain CCTV footage from outside of City Hall, but due to possible LSPD negligence, the footage had been deemed unattainable. To try and get some video evidence, we tried to get body cam footage from the officers who were present at the incident. We have yet been able to obtain this. LSPD Officer Stella Ray, who was on scene and is the primary for this investigation on the LSPD side, advised that our body cam was in the repair shop.
Now, can we get evidence 3C?
Certainly glad you could join us today.
Yep, on you go.
Hubert, thank you very much for follow. Hello.
Yeah, you go.
Welcome in. I know you've been here before. But
Alfred
thank you very much for follow. I
Baines.
appreciate it.
As per LSPD Report 511, on the 29th of March, Sergeant Armitage, members of EMS, and call sign F-14 went to a small island off the northeast coast where Alfred had apparently kidnapped Mr. Powers. Mr. Lesk had on his person beans, and Mr. Powers said that these beans contain human body parts. And not only did forensics confirm this, what did they do in response? We have a known cannibal just out there turning people into beans.
Exactly, Rafe.
Objection, Your Honor. I would like to remind that we are talking about a deceased man here, and would like the defense to keep some respect.
Fuck him!
Mr. Powers, please.
Apologies.
I'm going to allow that objection because the relevance to him being shot in the back of the head still is unclear to me whether the beans were what they say they were or not. Unless you can argue a reason why that is defense.
Shows the torment and shows Mr. Lesk's character, and that what he's capable of, and that would be the reason of, and that would be the reason.
That has no relevance to whether a crime was committed or not. In this case, so objection upheld. Move on.
Okay, and as per LSPD report 1505, Jack Hoffman claims that Mr. Lesk threatened to take him up to the mountains and turn him into beans. That's all from us for the evidence portion, Your Honour.
10-4, thank you very much both. Okay, let's get on with getting some people up here and talking, shall we? I will ask the prosecution to please, is there anyone you would like to bring to the stand?
Your Honor, we would like to present Mayor Bryn Jones as our first witness.
Hi, Bryn.
Oh, hello. Where do you want me?
Right beside me on my right-hand side here, love. Right in there.
Okie dokie.
Beautiful man. Lovely. Thank you.
Oh no, the flag!
Hello, Mayor Jones. I hope you can hear me clear and fair.
Oh, of course, of course.
Wonderful. I will begin to ask you questions now, if that is okay for you. Please answer truthfully and as you have stated before.
Okay.
Wonderful. Could you please tell the court your relation to the defendant before the incident, and what manner of personal and business relations you had?
I have known Jack Powers for quite some time, but we've never been particularly close. But in recent times, I thought it would be prudent to get him on board as my security detail, as he is a very loyal man and is very good at his job as security.
Do you have the feeling, or rather, would you say that he performed his duty as your security guard at all times with diligence?
Jack Powers is loyal. He performed his duties as my security very well indeed. There was an occasion when we got attacked at City Hall, and he and the man next to me managed to subdue an attack from the Savala cartel within minutes, saving lives. His professionalism and ability to do his role is not in question here.
Okay, thank you very much. Could you please tell us why you were at the City Hall before the incident happened?
We were at City Hall before the incident happened. What were we doing that day? I believe we were in talking to new potential hires for the Department of Justice.
And Jack Powers was with you as your security detail, is that correct?
Indeed.
Thank you very much. And adding to that, the deceased arrived during your stay at City Hall, correct?
Yes, we were all in the foyer in City Hall, and Alfred arrived.
Wonderful. Did you notice any change of demeanor in the defendant when the deceased arrived?
Yes, there was obviously some sort of previous issue between the two. They seemed to have some sort of umbrage with each other. The atmosphere became quite salty.
Please expand on that.
They were bickering back and forth, and it escalated over time. They came to blows. Powers was I can't remember the specifics of what he was saying, but Alfred was egging him on to some extent, and Powers was happy to oblige, and they ended up having some fisticuffs in the middle of the foyer. They both ended up on the floor. It was a mess.
Okay. Carrying on, can you please explain to the court what you saw that day in as much detail as you can regarding said incident?
Following the fisticuffs, I believe someone called the police. They arrived, and it escalated into the Powers grabbing Alfred Lesk and holding him at gunpoint.
This case is brought to you by Squarespace.
To the front of City Hall, to the left of the steps, next to the bushes, where certain people and the police tried to de-escalate the situation. This did not work out favorably, as it escalated to the point where Powers shot Alfred in the head and then fled, leaving Alfred dead. The scene.
Master of time.
Are you positive that Powers was the one killing the victim?
I am, yes.
Thank you very much. Do you think the defendant was capable of murder before the incident happened?
I believe we're all capable of murder. But yes, I guess by that logic, he would be.
Did you anticipate that this would happen? At any point?
That flag, man.
I wasn't sure. I
Also.
wasn't sure. He was getting increasingly frustrated.
Thank you very much. One last question for you. Can you please describe the events after the shot was fired?
After the shot was fired, I believe Jack fled the scene, just down to the path below. The police apprehended him. I was not aware they shot him in the buttocks until I heard it just now. I was more concerned with Alfred, who, well, it was a mess. I believe it was Kali Chanda who was attempting to resuscitate him, but at that point, it was equivalent to flogging a dead horse. She was single-mindedly pumping him, and it wasn't making any difference. I had to remind her that it was time to give up. He died there.
Thank you for your honesty, Mayor Jones. Your Honor, I would like to turn over the witness to the defense.
10-4. Defense, would you like to ask any questions to cross-examine the witness?
Yes, sir, I would.
Please go ahead.
Now, Mayor Jones, did you see Mr. Powers pull the trigger?
It was right in front of me.
Are you sure that he hit his shot?
I would bet my cars on it.
Now, on your point of anyone being capable of murder, would you be capable of murder as a City Hall official, Mr. Mayor?
As I said, anyone would be capable of murder in the right circumstances.
Dun,
Now,
dun, dun,
upon
dun,
your
dun,
hiring
dun.
of Mr. Powers, you knew full and well of his background and possible citywide issues with multiple people. Is this correct?
Yes. I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, Thunder. There are qualities to Jack Powers that are perfectly suited to a role of security in City Hall. And I'd seen improvement in him over previous months, where he was hitting the bottle a bit too hard, and, well, there were certain incidents that are irrelevant now that I feel he had moved on from. So I decided it was time to give the man a chance and see if he could thrive in employment at City Hall.
Now, can you describe some of the acts from Mr. Powers within his role of head of security for you?
There's no real hero moments, Thunder, apart from what I described earlier. But he was always there. Always someone I could depend on.
This is relevant to the case.
When another time when we were getting attacked, he ushered us out of City Hall and saved me from a moment there. Nothing particularly heroic, but as I said, he was reliable and dependable.
Now, knowing Mr. Powers and Mr. Lesk's past transgressions with one another, could it be possible that he may have seen Mr. Lesk being there as a threat to you as mayor?
I don't believe so. I don't know. I didn't know Alfred very well, but we've always shared kind words and never had any real disagreement. I don't believe he would have seen him as a threat to me. I think the focus was between themselves.
All right, Your Honor. I rest my questions.
Thank you very much. Bryn, thank you very much. You may go back to where you came from. Thank you very much, sir. Much appreciated. Love the jacket. You look splendid. Duck and doodah. Duck and duck-a-doo-doo. Thank you. Mr. Richter, have you got anyone else you'd like to call to the stand?
Yes, please. The defendant of the case, Mr. Jack Powers.
Ooh.
Now, Mr. Powers, please make your way. please take a seat and make sure you're speaking up for everyone to hear you. Thank you.
I'm gonna have to move.
Do you swear to speak the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you, Yod? God. God.
Yes, I do.
Speak up!
Excellent.
Speak up, Powers.
Good man.
Shout louder.
Shout
All
out.
right.
Okay. Look at these two in the back of the green, by the way. Look at this disrespect behavior from the green.
Yeah, can we get some security on the two men in the green there, please? Sitting with their middle fingers up. Thank you very much.
What's wrong with that? What's
Slim.
wrong with that?
Should we move so
Slim,
we
I'll
can
tell
hear?
your mum.
Perfect.
All right,
Mr.
Mr. Powers.
Rita, please carry
Come
on. Carry on.
Behave yourselves.
Yes.
behaving.
Mr. Powers, can you hear me properly?
Listen, if you don't want me to behave myself, I can.
Wonderful.
definitely
You
go up there.
seem to be a little bit quiet, though. Maybe make sure you're speaking properly into your microphone up there.
Oh, goddammit. 1 second.
I doubt that the further rows can hear you. I can barely hear you.
Quick scene change. No one saw nothing. No one saw nothing. No one saw nothing. No one saw nothing.
Any different?
Yes.
This
a
court
lot
case
better.
is brought to you
Ah,
by
there he
Heinz
is. Lovely.
Beans.
Perfect. Apologies. The microphone
Lean
is-
into the microphone.
No
I
worries.
was leaning too much into it.
Leaning too much into it. Yeah, yeah. Okay, resume.
Okay, Mr. Powers. I will cut this a little bit short since we've heard it from Bryn, but can you confirm that you worked as security detail for Mayor Jones?
I did.
Okay. And you were present at the day due to this work. Is that correct?
Could you repeat the question?
And you were present at the day on the 29th of June 24 because of your work as security detail.
I was there, yes. I was present.
Can you please tell us your relationship to the victim?
Nothing to see here.
To the victim.
Yes, please.
Could you be more specific on who the victim is?
The victim would be the deceased Alfred Lesk.
Ah. Yes, Alfred and I go way back. I'd say about 2 years, give or take. And since the last time I saw him, he is a tormenting monster. He loves to torment me in various ways. He is a monster.
Mr. Powers, please refrain
cannibal.
from calling him a monster, please.
I'm going to call him whatever I please because he's ruined my life. So,
I urge you for
with all
some
due
respect
respect.
for the deceased.
I'm good, thanks, but I appreciate the sentiment. I'm good. So, anyways, he's a cannibal who's
Sorry,
tried
good.
to frame me as a murderer, a terrorist, also a cannibal, and various other types of things, which I am not. Master manipulator, and an habitual liar. There you go. That's what I would describe him as.
And how were you feeling about him? What is your quote-unquote relationship, if you could nail it down in one word?
One word? Feud.
Thank you very much. So you don't deny that you have had many altercation with the victim in the past?
Of course. I've had many altercations with him. We've had many fisticuffs, as Bryn here would say. I want to let the record show that I won about 90% of those fisticuff fights. And yeah, he's every time he shows up, I usually get chased by the police because he's planted a explosive device in my car, or put a bunch of guns in the trunk of my car, or methamphetamine at one time that I got arrested for. Someone just shouted out in the courtroom up there. Is he part of the legal team?
Yes, he is. He's part of that team, and he said hearsay, and that is fair.
I barely heard him.
That is fair, Mr. Powers, that we are not here, I mean, we do not have Alfred here to defend himself on those matters.
All right. Yeah,
I'm trying to trick the
I
the
appreciate
camera
that,
here.
Sam. Please carry on.
I lost my train of thought.
Almost.
You don't like
Almost.
Alfred, is what you were saying?
I do not.
You have a feud, yes.
Yes.
There's evidence in their police
And you were telling us in what ways you've had fisticuffs, as Bryn would say, in the past.
What kind of fights?
No, that's what you were telling us. You said you lost your trailer fort.
Yes, yeah, I've had many fights with him, and it's pretty much never gone any further than that. You know, usually he loses the fight and then disappears for about a week or two, and then shows up again to continue it.
So you are denying that you were in more than quote-unquote fisticuffs with him before?
That's a leading question. Is it not, Your Honor?
Yeah, leading question. You're on it.
Oh, there they are. Yes, it is. I was waiting.
They're fucking useless, to be honest. Let's be honest here. My lawyers suck. But anyways, yeah, leading question.
I'll rephrase then. Were you in a shootout with the victim before?
Before.
Just in general, before the incident.
Before the day of his death, you mean?
Yes.
I don't believe I was. Oh yes, I was. I was in the nightclub. Yes, I was in a gunfight with him that one time. Forgot all about that.
Thank you very much.
Can someone get popcorn for my lawyers, please?
Why were you discharged from the LSPD, Mr. Powers?
Why was I discharged from the LSPD?
Yes.
Oh, that's a very complicated answer, sir. But I shall give you it since we are in court. Because I refused sensitivity training. That is the final verdict as to why I was fired.
Can you please lead a bit more on that?
I don't see the relevancy to this, but you know, if we can, sure.
If you want to have the relevancy, I have nothing on record about any sensitivity training, and I'm sure the LSPD side behind my desk here will agree.
Would you agree, Commissioner Huxley?
It's not Commissioner Huxley on the stand, it's you.
Well, you know, he said that his legal team will agree on that. All right, fine. I was fired because I got into an altercation with my cousin, James Kapow. He attacked me with a nightstick, and I defended myself by pulling out my pistol. I told him to back up. He kept trying to hit me, so I shot him in the leg. He got all upset about it, suspended me, and then about a week later, he called me into a meeting and said, look, here's the deal. I'm going to, passes a message there, I think. Anyways, he called me into his office and said, here's the deal. I can either fire you right now, or you could get some sensitivity training. And I said, I'm not getting sensitivity training. And he says, all right, I'm going to have to let you go. And then I walked out the building and basically was never an officer ever again. There you go.
Any more questions from the prosecution?
My bad, I was whispering. Did you have any history with a victim while... actually, on that note, I will pause for a second. We have a report that says different, why he was fired. I was just informed. 1 second, I will...
That's interesting. It's nice to see you in a suit.
Yeah, thank you. But the one I used to wear as a detective.
Oh.
A Mexican man once said I look like an El Jabo.
You gotta roll with
An
it.
El Jabo. Don't know what that means.
El Jabo.
Jabo.
Flash looks very content.
People that speak Spanish know what El Jabo means?
Look at that! Look at that chin!
Doesn't appear that there is.
I would like to call Stella Ray to assist on this one because she's more comfortable with the reports written in this case. This one calls back to report extract 1C report 1018.
Approved. Miss Ray.
Can everybody hear me?
Nice and loud,
Barely.
please. Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
Hello?
So, Powers, on what we have here on record, there is no mention of any sort of sensitivity training at all, when in fact the evidence can prove from this report, incident number 1018, actually states it was due to the incident with the black van that had got you fired from the LSPD due to the fact that you were in control and
Objection, Your Honor.
in possession.
Objection, Your Honor.
On what grounds?
Nothing. I've read this statement. There's nothing in this statement that states that. Would the prosecution be able to elaborate further on that, because there
I have
doesn't
no
seem
idea
to be
what
anything in
you're
that.
talking about.
Incident number 1018.
Yeah.
Can I be sent this?
Yeah. Would you be able to state within that report where it says that, please?
Didn't even own a black van when I was fired.
About the suspension, and the reasons for his suspension.
Was suspension we got fired, but okay.
Well, same thing. So there's nothing in the report 1018 that the LSPC's provided that states anything
I
about
would
his
love to
firing.
uphold this, but I don't have this report, so I need to see this report.
I'm getting it to you right now, Henry.
Thank you, Stella.
Kangaroo court. Don't know what that means, but I hear people say it in TV shows.
It sounds good, doesn't it? I think it's a court with lots of kangaroos in it.
Australia? Perhaps?
Oh, that would be a dead nice cat.
Yeah, zoo.
Like a dead nice court.
Number 1018. I've got it here right in front of me.
Yeah, I've
Yep,
been sent the
keep
instant.
reading
Bear
it.
with me 2 seconds, please.
Read down.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
From what we've been provided, all that's stated in that is that he was taken for processing.
Nothing
else. Yep, I'm looking at incident number 1018. There's nothing on that report to state anything like that.
Okay, I'm going to set that down.
This is late evidence coming into the court. Very late. And on that note, I'm going to remove this from the case. So,
Affirmative.
let's
We'll
carry on.
retract latest patient. We'll retract latest question. Then there was a mishap with the files. That is our bad. Apologies.
Not a problem.
Okay. We were at discharging. Right. I was asking the defendant if he had any altercations with the victim during his time as police officer.
Yep. That's exactly what I was saying to you.
Is that you asking me that question?
Yes, it was. Yes, he was
Okay,
asking you that
it's-
question.
Okay, that's the first time I heard that question. So he said like I was just asking him. But all right. Any past altercations while I was on duty as a police officer? I've arrested him. If that's what you mean, yes, I've arrested him on many occasions. He, while I was on duty, him and his brother, Bill, I believe, killed a fellow officer by the name of Roger Tenfer. May God rest his soul. We built a nice little training course for him in his memory, and that was one of the first few times I met Alfred. Actually, there was a time where he kept continuously escaping prison, so I had to keep putting him back in. So yes, I've had many altercations with him as a police officer.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're not very smooth with that, Huxley. The walk past like as if you're.
I'm not
How
trying to be smooth, pals.
All right, just checking.
How did he escape prison then? I think, Huxley, if you have a question, you may ask it yourself as well.
If you've got a question, ask it, please, DA.
Yeah, I think, yeah. How did the victim escape prison?
He hopped the wall,
He hopped the wall?
the fences.
Just like that?
Yep.
Okay. Wonderful.
So this is not relevant at all, but you know.
I'll do it for
Anyway.
you, Shadow Powers. Oh yeah, this has no relevance to the case.
Yes, agreed. My bad. We're carrying on. These will be all my questions to your time doing
Shout out my lawyers.
police. Actually, one last.
You're
Do you feel
supposed
like
to be handling the objection.
your discharge was justified?
Leading.
Leading.
Thank you.
Fine.
Yeah, will you be my lawyer, Judge?
Alright. Getting back to the day of the incident. Why did you grapple the victim and eventually shoot him?
Why did I say again?
Why did you grapple the victim, Alfred Lesk?
He was being hostile.
Please explain.
He was being hostile and violent, so I had to subdue him. He was attacking me. It was self-defense, so I grabbed him and held him in a position where he couldn't hit me anymore.
And why would you have the need to use your weapon to detain him? Do you feel that was warranted?
Well, in most cases it would be, but I didn't have a weapon. Well, I did have a weapon. I did, and I had a taser, and I used it to hold it to his head, and told him, if you keep, trying me like this, I'm gonna tase you in the back of the head.
This directly contradicts the testimony of Mayor Jones. How can that be?
Because he's an old man who has cataracts, possibly? I don't know.
Doubtful. So you deny that you ultimately shot the victim in the head?
Yes, because if I shot someone in the head, I would have been arrested for murder. Yet, since that incident, I've not been placed in handcuff once.
That would be due to the case. 1 second, please.
Spectre, are you all right there?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
Yes, please.
Yeah. I was
obviously looking at them, and then they're calling them straight away, so you have to take that.
Yeah.
But you did charge him. You did claim.
As soon as I start to realize they're
It's windy outside.
Exactly.
I do hear a bit of a breeze, actually.
It's windy, yeah. It's windy. I think it's a wind coming from the south or something like that. It travels on the
From Mexico?
the heat plane above the cloud and drops into
Alright,
this,
you can tell.
the Humberfleer.
You can tell Danny's in first person. You don't even need to look.
You'll be aware of that, obviously.
Oh,
As a man that works in nature.
Well, yes, that, and, I checked the weather app. Jillian Carter, I believe, is a weather response person, so she can let us know if we want more details.
A weather what person?
Weather response? Is that a thing? What do you call it?
Weather response.
Weather
They
watcher?
respond to the weather. I don't know.
Weather
In
watcher?
what way? Like the sun comes out and they say hello? What do you mean they respond?
Probably. I don't know what fucking hippie fucking weather people do.
Meteorologist.
Oh,
Okay.
Navi's here. I forgot you were here, Cameron.
I am
Thanks for
here.
chiming in now. Appreciate
I
it.
am here.
Appreciate
Right. Apologies, Your Honor. Right. As to your statement, you were not charged guilty of murder yet because you were evading the arrest. You literally fled from the hospital after getting treated.
No.
You did admit so in the defense opening statement, though.
I think they might have misworded that on their part. I simply walked out of the building. No one told me I was under arrest. How could I escape? If I was a murderer, there'd be cops everywhere. I simply walked out. No one said, stay here, you're under arrest. I got up from being operated on by Dr. Carter over there, and everyone left the operating room. No one had me in handcuffs. Mick McCann, I believe, was there. Not on duty. He was dressed as a civilian, and he was looking at me in a very threatening way, and so I just left. I said, all right, see you later. Adios. And then I got a call that I was being apprehended for a crime that I didn't commit. I thought that was bullshit. So I said, here's the deal. I'll turn myself in once we get a confirmed trial going, because I'm not going to jail for something I didn't do. Because I didn't do it. All right? Anyways, I digress. A few days ago, I met up with... well, actually, yeah, I saw the police, Chief Summers there at the hospital with a couple other police officers. I said, how you doing? I believe I still had a warrant at this time. I don't know. That's for them to keep record of. And yet I still wasn't placed in handcuffs. So I was not arrested at any time. You know, I didn't know people who murdered people are let out on bail. Usually they're held until trial, right? Anyways, that's all I have to say on that matter.
You are thinking that you weren't being arrested after having a shootout with the police, and they admitted you to the hospital?
Shootout with the police? When did I have a shootout with the police?
As stated, you were shot.
Yes, I was shot fleeing from the police. After they just started shooting me. Yes.
So they had reason to detain you and were chasing you.
They shot me in the ass. Because I had a taser out. I thought I was going to die, so yes, I did flee the scene. Well, barely fled the scene. I pretty much ran down the fucking lawn and then got shot at the other side of it, so I ran about 10 feet.
So you were evading arrest.
I was running for cover. I was getting shot at. Had no gun to defend myself. Not that I would. I wouldn't shoot at the police officers.
That is a wrong
I've already been
statement.
charged for something like that in the past. That's that, you know, I've learned from my mistakes. Isn't that what prison is for?
Thank you.
You know, but I did not shoot at them at the city hall because I didn't have a gun to shoot with. I had a taser at best.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think that'll be all. It is quite evident how things ran down and how stories are being told here.
Is it?
I think that'll be all of the questions from our side.
Thank you very much, Mr. Richter. Call the defense for any cross-examination you may wish to proceed.
Hi, Mr. Powers. Would you be able to tell us your events of the full day, please? From when you enter City Hall to Mr. Lesk ultimately running towards the gunfire and pretty much committing suicide.
All right, so here's the hoedown of what happened from my point of view. No one's asked me this the whole time, by the way.
Well, you've been asked now.
Yes, I'm glad you have finally asked. All right, so I was called in with, you know, just do my usual duty as a mayoral security with Bryn Jones there, and we were, what were we doing that day? I don't think we did much of anything, to be honest. We were just, I believe we were just driving around. He was meeting people here and there, and then eventually we went to City Hall, where I got a call from Alfred Lesk saying, "Where are you, Powers?" I said, "I'm not telling you, leave me alone." And somehow he found out that we were at City Hall, and he showed up, walked through the doors, dressed exactly like me, Your Honor. He was dressed in a navy green park ranger winter coat that I, you know, famously have claimed as my own signature outfit in park rangers.
Womp womp.
Did someone just womp womp in the back of the courtroom?
Carry on.
All right. anyways, I approached him and said, "Why are you dressed like me?" He's basically just taunting me at this point. He's like, "Oh, didn't you know I'm park ranger?" He's not a park ranger. He's not on the roster. I don't believe he is anyway. Last I checked, he wasn't. But he just shows up and dresses up like whoever he wants. He's like Bugs Bunny, Your Honor. He feels like he dresses up as somebody. He obtained that job. And anyways, he kept insulting me. He says, "I'm a better park ranger than you'll ever be, Powers. Nothing you could do about it. I could even kick your ass right here." And I said, you and I both know that you can't fight for your life. And he said, "Try me, bitch." He then tried swinging at me. I dodged it. I put him on the ground with one punch, basically. Should have seen. He then got up and sucker punched me. When my back was turned, I went down. So we've now evenly traded fisticuffs. And, you know, that would settle it at that point. But he just kept attacking me, Your Honor. So I decided to pull out my taser. Tased him. He got back up. He pulled out a baseball bat. I believe someone had a baseball bat. It might have been someone else that had the baseball bat. I was then hit with that bat. Now I'm fearing for my life, Your Honor. These people are bringing out weapons of just to kill. These weapons could kill me. So I grab Alfred in a position where I'm behind him, like a human shield almost. And I have the taser to his head. Someone has called the police at this point because this back and forth fist fight was going on for like 3 minutes. And the police arrive. They try to arrest me without any word. That's hilarious. My lawyer has just died, I think. Someone died.
No, that's not us.
Can
No,
we
you're
check
okay.
on the? Can we check on the lady there, please? Front row on the right
I
hand
got
side
it.
from me.
I got it. Stand by.
Is that Atlas?
Oh, fuck. Why Atlas?
Okay, she's been treated. Let's carry on with your story.
Anyways,
please.
Oh no. Need a hand.
Anyway,
Oh my god.
sorry, my mind is blown.
She does.
Anyways, let's see.
Aye.
The police
Right.
arrived. They tried to arrest
Is
me
that-
without any word as to why. They just said because they
Oh.
let's see. I can't remember. They said some stupid reason. I don't remember why.
Aye, go on.
And
Aye.
at this point, I was outside
You
with
get lost
Alfred
in this
with
case,
taser to his head, and the police were approaching. And I was like, "Okay,
We're gonna get
look,
blinded by this light.
I'm
Not
not
gonna
trying to get
lie.
arrested here." Alfred
Yeah,
then
this is really
squirmed
painful.
and ran
Right.
towards them, and someone shot. I didn't
get
shoot,
someone-
Your
yeah.
Honor. Somebody shot him. I don't know if it was the
Aye,
police.
aye.
I don't know if it was a
I know the-
sniper on a rooftop. Somebody
Oh,
shot
no.
him. I then decided to
yeah.
run for my life because the
Oh.
police were
Yeah.
shooting at me now because they thought I shot him.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
And I ran
Right.
down to there's like a bunch of bushes just down the street from the
fucking get
city
out.
hall, and I ducked for cover, but I got shot in the ass before I could do so.
Alright. You're fine. You'll be able to sit down.
And then I
Yeah,
was taken
and-
to the hospital.
And Jack,
Magic.
can you remember who
Objection,
hit
Your
you?
Honor. Sorry for the delay. To the part with a sniper rifle part, it is confirmed it was a 9mm
Oh,
caliber.
yes. Well, then it was a pistol, I guess. I didn't see who shot. Is what the point I was making.
Oh, well, objected and corrected. There we go. Carry on.
Mr. Powers, can you remember who hit you with the baseball bat that you were talking about earlier?
I believe this is not confirmed, but I believe it was Bryn Jones' own granddaughter.
Speculation, Your Honor.
Upheld. Yes. Speculation.
What's that mean?
It means that it's hearsay. You believe there's no facts.
All right. There you go. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah, and in terms, we spoke about earlier on in the statement, the opening statement, and you also stated earlier on to the prosecution about the torment, life ruinings and manipulation that Mr. Lesk had towards you. Would you be able to elaborate on that a bit more? Give some examples.
Yes, of course. About a month or two prior, I was at Yellow Jack up at Grapeseed, having a nice time, a few drinks, you know, as you would at a bar. Alfred comes in dressed up as a garbage man, and towed my car away while I was inside. He came in to brag about it.
Objection, Your Honor. I fail to see the relevance of this.
Dismissed. I want to see where it goes. Carry on.
Right. Anyways, I told him to bring me my car back. He said no. He didn't. Once again, we got into the classic old fisticuffs, and naturally, I won because he's a garbage fighter. So he then left. No, he didn't leave. He had a gun. He pulled out a machine gun and started shooting up the bar with a machine gun. That I don't know if the police have that on record, but it definitely happened. He then escaped into the night. He ran into a field, and at about 20 minutes later, they get a call, I believe, that there's a bomb in my car that I plan to explode Grapeseed's fucking bar with. Black Lantern, that's the one. They said there was a bomb in my truck, and the police had to shut down the whole road and send a bomb squad in. And from what I can tell, they didn't find one, so I was framed by Alfred with that one. He's trying to show off that I'm a terrorist, which I am not, Your Honor. Just one, but I can name like several more, but I don't have all day.
No problem at all, Mr. Powers. And lastly, you mentioned at least 2 job roles that Mr. Lesk was in. The park ranger and as a garbage man. Do you recall any other instances of Mr. Lesk impersonating
oh yeah,
roles?
Absolutely. Let's see. He showed up as a fire marshal, a arson investigator, a morgue worker, a coroner, I believe they're called, a police officer several times. He showed up pretending to be the commissioner at the time, Sid Hunter, during an investigation where he said where he attacked us at City Hall a few months ago. He then disappeared into the night and then showed up again afterwards. On that, let's see. Tow truck driver. I don't know if I mentioned that. Construction worker. Me, as a detective and park ranger. The mayor of the city. He used to dress up as a man named Larry Walters. But even though Larry Walters never became mayor, he was going around saying he was the mayor. Dressed up like that poor man who died. Let's see. He dressed up as a judge in the past.
So he's had multiple identities and multiple personas.
He is the Homer Simpson of Los Santos when it comes to careers. If he was hired from each and every one of those jobs, yes.
Very good.
Good reference.
That'd be all, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Much appreciated. Mr. Powers, thank you for your time. You may return.
Oh, thank Christ. All right.
Okay, I believe the prosecution are done for who they're calling up to the stand. May I ask the defense who they would like to call to the stand, please?
Yes, Your Honor. First first statement would be from Rebecca Armitage, Deputy Sergeant and Detective for Blaine County Sheriff's Office.
Suspended, Deputy Sergeant.
Yep, very much suspended.
Sorry, was that a statement or do you want me at the thing?
Miss Armitage, please come. Come sit down. Off your jacket.
Cheers, Gav.
Do you swear to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Exactly that.
You may proceed.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Rebecca, very nice to see you. Would you be able to give us your account?
If you could just keep this to the court questions and stop chatting them up, please. It's not a date. Lovely, thanks.
No problem at all. Rebecca, if you'd be able to give us an account of your past history with Mr. Powers and any other relevant statements on the matter of this case.
Okay. I'll try and go in order of just that then. So Powers and I have had, I wouldn't say the closest relationship, but we have been close acquaintances, I would say, given the nature of a supervisory sheriff, Sheriff Kapow. He is, I believe, the cousin to Powers.
I can't hear shit.
During my time within
Yeah,
the
I can't
LSPD,
hear her at all.
Short technical objection. Would you mind speaking up, please, Miss Armitage?
Sorry,
we
is
can
this
barely
better?
hear you.
Ah, lovely. There you go. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So, Sheriff Kapow, I believe, is the cousin to Powers, and as such, I have shared a close acquaintance with Powers, given the sheriff's need to step in whenever his cousin is in trouble. This has been going on since my time in the LSPD and all the way through my time as a BCSO deputy. For the record, I believe it was about a year and a half ago that I came to this city and joined the LSPD. So if that gives any time frame to these stories, then there you go. Powers has had various issues. Basically, they range from the smallest of transgressions and quarrels with
Mr. G, do you
various
have anything to
citizens
eat?
to
Or
larger
drink?
disputes,
I've
as is
drank
the
all
case
my
with
water
Alfred.
and eat my snickle.
In fact, a lot of events that happen in the BCSO, surprisingly, are not from meth addicts, but rather from those two in particular, believe it or not. Due to the nature of these being within the county, I have been very close on investigating the various crimes. These are usually brought in by the fact that there's been various shootings. Now, I cannot say that I've ever picked up guns much past a Wolfer P99 from Powers during the course of my time dealing with his cases. But there have been various occasions where there have been class 3s fired, such as like AK-47s, carbines, marksmanship rifles. I think are class 4s of that regard. These led me to believe that he was usually the target, or at least in proximity of the target of these attacks. Powers and Lesk have had various disputes. One of my earliest I can think of was on the side of Mount Chiliad, where Lesk was driving around on I believe it was a dirt bike Sanchez, going about it with the grace of a mountain goat, believe it or not. He was able to maintain perfect balance whilst riding around the mountain, firing off his weapon, and I believe a couple of those shots were actually directed towards me at one point. I believe that Powers at the time was also found injured on the mountain due to this back and forth between the two individuals. Moving on, there have been cases where I have worked alongside as liaison to the park rangers in matters revolving around suspected deaths within their jurisdiction. During this time, we were tailed by unknown individuals and attacked on multiple occasions, too many occasions.
Oh, Wolf skirted around this in his character statement.
Thank you. Yeah, Ms. Armitage, I'm just wondering where this is going, if that's okay.
There is relevance.
Okay, get there within 2 minutes.
Okay, point being, lots of shootings revolved around Jack Powers. A lot of it was not actually him being the instigator, but rather the defender. I have witnessed his defense firsthand, believe it or not. In fact, he has actually gone on to save my life on a few occasions. Lesk, however, has been the opposite of that fact. He has gone on to endanger lives.
Thank you.
Armitage, would you be able to tell us a bit about Mr. Powers' character? How you kind of perceive him on a daily, day-to-day basis?
Sure. Okay. He's an asshole. He is brash, rude, complete grumpy little, pardon my French, but twat. However, he has a heart of gold. He has a heart of gold and an honor system, honor code rather, that matches. Whenever there is someone in need of protection, he will step in and lend a hand to the best of his ability. I have never known him to turn down a situation where someone is in need. He may be rude to the victim throughout, but he will do his utmost to help that person. So I firmly believe his character as an individual is, without question, one of the finest in the cities.
Thank you. And on Mr. Lesk, what's your opinion on his character and your interactions with him?
Where to start? So I mentioned the aforementioned mountain episode where a few of the shots were fired towards me. I believe that he is quite the aggressor. At one point, I was taken unawares whilst on patrol as an LSPD officer, during which he held me hostage, or rather kidnapped me. It wasn't really a hostage situation, and had me stare into his eyes, which, by the way, are abyssal and black as the night. You can get lost in them so easily. Whilst he held my attention, I felt my body go weak. I believe he has a habit of drugging his victims and manipulating them. For instance,
objection, Your Honor. Relevance.
Well, the question was about Mr. Power's character.
No,
No, it's about Mr. Less's character.
Oh, I did not hear that in my ears. Apologies. Carry on.
Okay.
Again,
so
then objection, relevance to the case. This case is about Jack Powers, not.
Well, let me answer that. There is relevance because we're talking about the man who is dead in this case, and what would lead to it. So I'm allowed to go on, but please do. Again, 2-minute marker, please. Armitage, thank you.
Okay, so anyway, during this court, this is the best example I can give of his character and how he operates, his modus operandum, if you will. He will likely drug his victims. There's been accounts of him drugging, manipulating various people within the city. I am one of them. He, I believe, at one point drugged me, convinced me during this episode that I was his personal assistant, and had me turn my own guns on the LSPD whilst I was an active serving LSPD officer. He manipulated me. He put me under duress, and for some reason, due to this, I have had various episodes myself along with Alfred, where I have been subject to this station, and this has gone on for about 1.5 years now.
Yeah.
The reason why this is relevant is because I believe that Powers is subject to the same manipulation, only he's been dealing with it much longer.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
Is your
I'll be
point
back with
finished,
drinks.
Armitage?
Sure.
Thank you. Move on.
Thank you. Oh, sorry. You go, Armitage, sorry.
No, move on from the question, please. Next question.
Okay. Would you be able to tell us your statement of the events that happened on the day, please, of the incident?
Yes. So, there was a call that went out to the cops about some violence going down. I believe a brandishing of a gun at City Hall. I didn't have any active jobs or tasks at the time, so I head over to the City Hall myself, as I was just across the road at the Rockford Hills. When I arrived, I believe Stella Ray was doing some light questioning of the two individuals, Alfred Lesk and Jack Powers, about this bout of violence. As I arrived, I did, however, meet Bryn at the door. He mentioned that Alfred was on site, so that immediately got me back up. As I entered, I noticed that Alfred was dressed as a park ranger. He is not a park ranger, never has been. This wouldn't be the first time he's also impersonated officers. Anyway, on to the point. After talking to Bryn himself, I went to look for Powers and Alfred to hear their account. As I approached Lesk on the second floor, he ordered me to put Powers in cuffs, and he wanted to press charges. I'll be honest, I don't really know what came over me, but anyway, I didn't get that far when Powers chased Lesk from the room, out of the city hall, across to the local jewelry peddler. At which point we managed to tase down Powers. I did, however, apply the cuffs a little bit too tightly in the situation. So as I was trying to loosen them slightly, he did worm his way out of detention. He then proceeded into the building where Lesk had fled, which is the jewelry peddler, and took Alfred in his arms and held him. I believe it was at the point of a weapon. I couldn't get a firm look on the weapon type, I'm afraid. They went upstairs, and at which point I was trying to negotiate the Powers to stand down. The two Lesk started to mock Powers, at which point Powers took Lesk and went back across to the city hall. That's where the last stand took place. I called him back up, and Stella Ray and Mike White arrived on scene. During which I continued negotiations, and it seemed like Alfred was further antagonizing Powers, not acting as Alfred usually does. He was putting on a bit of an act, almost toying with Powers. Powers became increasingly frustrated by this, and I believe it reached a point of criticality where I had to make a decision. I gave the call for Stella Ray and Mike White to take the shot in the interest of protecting Alfred Lesk. It was at this point where I saw Alfred lurch from Powers' grasp and run into the firing line of the officers on scene. For referral, we were stood in like a fan formation. He ran through the triangular point of intersection, I believe. He hit a tree and then collapsed. At which point, Powers fled, and I drew my Wolf of P99 and took aim and shot him in the ass. He collapsed about 20 feet from where that shot had connected with him.
Thank you, Armitage. Okay, just some follow-up questions. In your professional opinion, as a deputy sergeant and detective for the Blaine County Sheriff's Office, if a bullet was retrieved from... Thank you. If a bullet was retrieved from the forehead of a victim, would you believe this to be a bullet tip or a bullet casing?
It would be a bullet tip.
Okay, and if you were to examine said bullet tip, would you be able to determine a specific firearm that was fired from? Would it have a serial number on the bullet tip?
There wouldn't usually be a serial number on a bullet tip, no. Most bullets are generic to the type of gun. However, they do usually have certain patterns or rivets or divots within the bullet tip itself that can match it to a case. However, it is very common for bullet tips to deform on impact, even with the slightest. It doesn't matter the material, they can deform due to the heat and the speed at which they make contact.
Thank you. And for the prosecution have stated that the prosecution have stated from the bullet the bullet tip that it was from a Walther P99. Is this a commonly used weapon within the community of Los Santos?
Yes, and for the love of God, if someone says relevance, I'm going to hurt them. Wolfer P99s. I pushed to have this changed back during the Sinclair regime for one simple reason.
Relevance, Henry.
Shut up!
Sorry.
There is.
What is the relevance?
It's irrelevant.
Look,
It's
I'm
Yeah.
getting there. Let me fucking talk.
Yeah,
Okay.
so
Listen.
Well, don't swear at the judge for a start.
Sorry. You're
Thanks.
fabulous, Judge. You're fabulous. Anyway, relevance is whether you're a criminal, you're a LSPD cop, or a civilian. There is only one type of legal armament that people are allowed in this city, and that is a Wolfer P99, which means you're going to have the same type of bullet, same type of tip, same type of casing, pretty much on, I would say, 99% of any scene. Due to the lack of variation of bullet types used, this obscures cases in which, we'd be able to tell a full picture by the type of weapon used. For instance, if you were to arrive on scene, you were to find a bullet that either casing or tip that belongs to that of a Colt Python, you can pretty much ascertain it belongs to a weapon that is used by the BCSO. This is why it's important to have variation. It is hard to say whether the bullet came from an LSPD gun or whatever
Your Honor,
the hell
I would like
it
to
was.
ask the witness to come to a point. This is dragging on for quite long.
Yeah,
think we get
I
the
agree.
point.
I was about 5 words from it. Be patient. It's hard to tell if it came from the LSPD guns in presence or if it came from whatever it was that Powers
bit more
was
than 5
holding in his
words.
hand at the time.
Thank you.
That's all questions that we've got from the defence, Your Honour.
Thank you.
You know, there's been a balance of
Prosecution, would you like to
people
cross-examine?
defending
Negative,
Powers'
Your Honor.
character,
I think the defense did most of our work already.
Not a problem. Miss
but
Armitage,
also
thank you very much for your
making
time.
it very plausible.
Been a pleasure, guys.
It would kill Alfred in a heartbeat. So,
Okay, and to the last statement from a witness, please, who are the defence calling?
No, you go, Biff.
We would like to call EMS Chief Jillian Carter to the stand.
Miss Carter, please.
Hi, Jill.
Hey, Bars.
Miss Carter has prepared a written statement. If it would be all right for her to read that.
Of course it would. Can I swear her in first?
Yes, sir.
Do you swear to tell the truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Perfect. And you may proceed.
Thank you.
Shit, sorry.
So if I ramble at any point, please let me know, and I'll move on to my next
Oh,
one.
I will. don't
Amen.
worry.
Amen.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, Your Honor, thank you for giving me the opportunity to speak in front of the court today. My name is Jillian Carter, like already stated. I moved to Los Santos about 2 years ago and have worked as a paramedic for 1.5 years. I was recently appointed as chief of EMS. I have known Jack Powers for almost as long as I've lived here and worked closely with him.
Nice
I
tattoo.
can attest that he was always there when he was needed and
Even
was
Jill
an
knows.
advocate for people in need. I've made many experiences of him being very supportive of anyone who was in need. For example, my good friend Maynard Stairs, a man who has lived on the streets for a very long time and faced many challenges. One day
Relevance,
around.
Your Honor. This case isn't about Maynard Stairs, it's about Jack Powers and Alfred Leask.
She didn't say objection. She just shouted relevance like a fucking mad person.
Your Honour, if we'd be able to continue with this, she is getting to a point about Mr. Powers' character.
Please get to the point.
Yes. He was trying to get into jail intentionally because he felt so defeated. And Jack Powers went out of his way to dress up with Maynard and play Santa to spread Christmas cheer, even though Jack Powers admitted to hating Christmas. So he does go out of his way to be a good person and is not just a bad man like people like to paint him. The very same day, he also accompanied Maylard and myself and Dick Richards, who was being targeted by the cartel, and he saved our lives. We were being chased and shot at actively. Another time, Jack gave Maylard a job at the Beaver Bush Park Rangers Department to help him get off the streets. Powers might be called many things. He's verbally extremely mean, but he does always go out of his way to help people in need. And he has a lot of empathy for disenfranchised people. I would also like to talk today about Alfred Lask, who I had a complicated relationship with. I did consider him a friend at one point. He did help me rescue people even at one point, but I was also always very concerned about some of his actions. For example, if we could show evidence number 3J.
What a goal,
Sorry,
by the way.
3J
What a
was that?
fucking goal, by the way.
Yes, 3J.
I'm going to go over and have a look.
Oh, no.
Let me know when it's up. I can't see the screen from here.
Me neither.
Okay, it's up.
All right. What you can
Oh.
see is a photo of the deceased Larry Walters
Oh,
and
God.
Alfred posing in front of him. He
Oh,
sent
this
me
is
this
a-
photo after Larry Walters so tragically passed away.
It's an incredible pull.
I felt very weird about this. You can see he's also in a coroner's uniform, yet I was never able to confirm that he actually had a job as a coroner.
Objection, Your Honor, hearsay.
That's made me feel ill, Mr. J.
Well, it's not hearsay, it's a picture.
She was neither
Yeah.
able to confirm.
You
nor
can't hear
deny.
say a picture, bozo.
At this point,
Speculation, I'm sorry.
I'm going to allow it to carry on. Carry on, Jill.
I noticed this is rumors, but people have been saying he wore Larry's skin at one point. But as you can see, he had access to Larry's body unsupervised, because any person with any ounce of integrity would not have allowed him to just take a selfie with a dead body. Also, my good friend Dick Richards has told about
Boo.
Alfred trying to take his skin. He was taking him to the morgue and threatened him with a machete. Dick was able to escape unharmed, but remained mentally scarred. The most recent incident that made me finally tip over into thinking that Alfred Lesk is a dangerous individual was when Alfred and Dick were in a car with me, helping me bring a comatose patient back to the hospital. I had to leave the car to take care of the patient, but Alfred and Dick drove off alone. About, I don't know, 10 minutes later, I get a medical call and find Dick Richards very injured, very close to the morgue. He had a very severe head injury and a broken nose, and to this day, because of these injuries, he remains in a comatose state. Alfred was nowhere to be seen anymore, even though they drove off together. I wasn't able to get a hold of Alfred to get any sort of statement why he would leave Dick alone in this state, or that Dick might be
Relevance,
in
Your
any
Honor,
sort of
I would
danger.
like
Yeah.
to ask a witness to bring this to a point.
Yeah, upheld, I agree.
Well, my point is that Alfred should not have been a free citizen without having looked into him and his past in the first place. I think Powers was in his right to be afraid of Alfred potentially using violent force.
Hold on now. I'm not afraid of that fucking bozo. Continue.
Alfred Lesk was potentially a cannibal. He tried to hurt Dick on multiple occasions.
Standard,
know, it's
standard procedure at the pillbox back in the day.
Richards, this is about Alfred Leaks and Jack Powell's. It is not relevant at
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, Jill, if you'd be able to focus on both, just on both Jack and Alfred for me. Sorry.
Yeah.
Forget
I'll
about
bring
Dick.
it to a close.
Thank you.
So he tormented Dick Richards, as he did Powers, and I urged the court not to look at Alfred as a purely innocent man, and understand that in his own eyes, Jack Powers was trying to protect the citizens of Los Santos from a dangerous criminal. This is it for my statement. So I get if this is not possible, but due Dick Richards not being able to testify on his own because he's in a comatose state.
Still?
Yes,
Jesus.
yes, still.
Objection, Your Honor. It's still not relevant
So
about
that's why he's been absent.
I will sit here on
Upheld, agreed.
Wrap it up, Jill. Wrap it up. Come on now, wrap it up.
This is not about me, but since people were able to put in written statements, Dick Richards would have probably done so if he wasn't in a coma. But
Again, Dick Richards has nothing to do with this.
Fuck him.
Please.
Fuck Dick. Not like that. Fuck him.
Some of us
Alright,
do. Now,
alright.
please.
Okay,
then,
settle
then,
down.
then it's not relevant. It's alright. That's it for me.
Thank you, Jill. Seeing as this was just a statement from Jill herself, I'm going to.
No, she wasn't.
Sorry, carry on there, Miss Ray.
Yeah, go ahead. You had something to say?
Henry, it's fine.
Oh, okay. Thank you for your statement, Jill. You may go back and sit down.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Jill.
We're now coming to the
Good
final part of this court case. I'm going to ask for the remaining piece of information that either side would like to disclose to be done now. I ask that you do it in a sharp fashion, if possible, for time's sake. And I'll ask the prosecution first if they have anything they'd like to read or share before we move into closing statements.
Your Honor, before we continue, can we get that horrific picture off the evidence TV, please?
Is it still there?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
still
that's
there.
good.
I'm looking
That's
at a
good.
dead man for the last 20 minutes.
Yeah, I feel a bit queasy.
2 dead men, Powers. 2 dead men.
Of course, of course.
1 dead man.
I'm just talking about the picture.
Is
Thank
it still
you.
there?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it still
gone
there?
now. Thank you. Good job.
I can't see. No, thanks, John. John's under here. Thanks, John. Okay. Like I said, please, Mr. Richter.
I would like to bring forward Gabriel McAllister's written testimony. Evidence 2C.
Who?
Gabriel McAllister. He was also president of the first response team.
Never heard of him.
So was Stella Faulkner, also has a written testimony. Both of these I will refrain from reading due to time constraints. In short, they double down on what was written in the EMS report and further cement the liability of that, underlining the liability.
Your Honor.
Especially important.
Sorry
Yes.
to interrupt. For the statement from Gabriel McAllister, can you advise whether this was before or after
Before.
Before he was
amnesiac. Yes.
Okay, no problem.
Is he an animaniac?
Gabriel McAllister has undergone an unfortunate accident, therefore has lost his recent memory. Fortunately, the statement was taken shortly before that, so that still holds firm.
Yes, it does.
That'll be all. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Defense.
Thank you very much, Your Honor. Yes, we've got character witness statements. I'll try and keep them very brief. First one is from Evidence 3D, character witness statement from Mel Rose, Park Ranger of Beaverbush Ranger Station, former mayor of Los Santos and former owner of Uwu Cafe. She states in her written statement that she can't...
Current prostitute.
Jack.
Please carry on.
So in her statement, she says that she can't say for certain that she saw the shooting occur. However, she did see Powers holding Alfred with a gun to his head. and a few seconds later, she was around the corner when she heard the shot, and then came back to Alfred on the floor, and with Powers at the bottom of the steps in a bush with a shot to his buttocks. For Miss Rose, she says that it's no secret in the past there's been no love lost between Powers and herself through slanderous accusations about herself during the time of Mayor and the way that he treats people, but she feels that Jack Powers is an extremely loyal man, and despite his many flaws, and even if he doesn't think well of you, he'll always try to do the right thing. Mel states in her statement that on many occasions, Jack assisted her, and an example of this was during her traumatizing experience being held
The
captive by
defense
the cartel.
contextualizing
Mr. Powers
written
was
statements
of only two people that
is a
reached out to ask where
choice.
she was, and she was able to reach out and tell him. She says, despite his angry exterior and frustrations at the time towards her, and firing him as her security, he still went out of his way.
Sorry, Your Honor. There is no evidence of Melrose.
I didn't see you looking for her, Huxley. I didn't see you looking for her, you fucking loser.
That was in police evidence at the time.
Check the messages. Check the messages.
I'm just reading out what her statement is.
I fucking can't now to get
If we can get to the end of it, that'd be good.
Yeah. So in summary, she says that the relationship between her between her and Mr. Powers was somewhat repaired. She's angry at the alleged accusation, but she can't let that cloud her judgment of Mr. Powers. She does say that he is a troubled individual when it comes to Alfred and had his mind played by him, and she witnessed this herself. Scenes where Alfred or sometime changed the way that people react to certain things, and she's almost certain this passed over to Jack in the same manner. I will also say, in relation to this statement, that from the prosecution evidence, Mayor Rose put an expungement on Mr. Powers' records back in the 11th of December 2023. If there was no love lost between Mayor Rose and Mr. Powers, then why did she expunge his record? I'll let you think about that.
That was way more than 2 minutes, but all right.
Objection on that last point about how would the relationship affect that. Melrose would have been doing her job professionally. And
I am once again saying, what a goal.
Any individual of this state.
90th minute.
Shut
What
up,
a goal.
Chief.
Heard.
Objection, Your Honor, uncalled for.
Also heard.
Shut up, Powers.
Right, let's stop telling each other to shut up for a while, shall we? Hey, who's that? You shut up.
Who said that?
Any comments?
All right. I have a written statement here from Mr. Sexton Manhammer as well.
All right, here we go.
Oh, no.
Now, Mr. Sexton Manhammer, who is currently employed by San Andreas Parks and Recreation Department as a park ranger, he says you may recognize him from his previous line of work.
Oh. No. Skip that bit, please. We don't need to hear about his line of work.
Where he appeared in many films.
Oh, God.
He states he's known the accused Jack Powers for some time. First as a police cadet, and now they are colleagues as park rangers. He states that Jack is a man committed to his role. He performs it with gusto, and that once in his company, when a deer was injured in some accident, Powers put the creature out of its misery with his bare hands in an act of mercy.
What?
Objection, Your Honor. This is respect towards the deceased.
What did he say? A creature?
I'm sorry, this isn't related to Alfred, this is related to his character.
Oh,
yeah. I was talking about
Silence in the court.
Sorry, my bad. This is due to.
Okay, everyone breathe. Okay? Stop telling each other to shut up. Stop doubting objection. And please, Mr. Powers, stop shouting kangaroo court because you have no idea what it actually means.
I said it once.
You've said it twice.
No, I just said silence in the court.
Oh,
You
sorry,
might have
couldn't
misheard
hear
me.
you.
It's on your side on that one. You're.
Oh, well, fair enough, actually. I take it. Anyway, back.
I bet you do.
I'm dead in the court!
Thank you. You tell them, Martha. Tell them, dear. Get them told. Now listen, I bought a rubber gavel so you can't hear it. Never doing that again. But listen, please carry on with the statement about Mr. Manhammer, whose film I remember.
Mr. Manhammer states that
Fantastic.
Mr. Powers carries out his duties with precision and care, showing that within him there is a proud, kind man who respects the laws of the land. Though in daily conversation, many people have said that Jack can be rude, abrasive, unpleasant, argumentative, nasty, and quite a prick.
Mm-hmm.
And while this is certainly not untrue, it is not the full story of Jack Powers.
You finished?
Jack Powers, as you can see, is a man wounded, and the loss of his eye has proven to be to only exacerbate the darker sides of his personality. This is still in the statement from Mr. Manhammer.
Oh no!
You Peter?
Yeah, I'm fine. I just accidentally.
And you go, Raphael, sorry.
Oh.
My God, please, for the love of God, let's get to the end of the statement. The longest
Many
statement in the
times,
history of a court.
Many times, Mr. Manhammer has seen the impact of the loss of Mr. Powers' eye in the little day-to-day things that soon add up to cascade him into a negative headspace. People judge him as a result of this, and much like Powers himself, are unable to perceive the true depth of the situation. When one considers Jack Powers as a man, they must consider how he sees life. Roughly half as brightly as the rest of us, thanks to the cruel fate,
Pardon me, sir.
cruel hand fate has dealt him. Mr. Manhammer has often tried to push him towards joining a support group for those in a similar position, but Mr. Powers' pride is too strong for such things. This is a compliment to his strength of character, though, and unfortunately has also caused him a great deal more pain than necessary. It has led him to lash out and has turned the people against Jack Powers before they have given themselves a chance to see the man beneath the iPad. It may even lead them to believe him capable of murder.
The Chief
Particularly
Justice
the
has
murder
seen
of a
some
man
of
he
Manhammer's
promised to
films.
murder
haven't they?
several times, but the Jack Powers Mr. Manhammer knows has too much strength of character to commit the crimes he is accused of. That would be all.
Oh, thank Christ.
Okay, and one final statement.
Oh my God.
I will keep it short and sweet. I promise. I promise. This
I don't
is,
think that's how statements work.
Everywhere.
Is this statement about the character of Mr. Jack Powers?
It is.
I've heard
It'll
enough.
It'll be very short, and I mean,
Okay.
I'll summarize it. I promise.
You've got.
I don't think that's how statements work.
Okay, so Wolf Myers, he is the deputy the ranger of San Andreas Parks and Rec.
Nicely done!
He says that Mr. Powers is the most active and diligent park ranger, making Mr. Myers comfortable in his leaves of absence and even comfortable in promoting him to his deputy. Mr. Myers states that working with Mr. Powers day to day was never a dull moment. Even though Mr. Powers never employs a filter, he does speak quite frankly. He's always willing to give his honest assessment.
Just read the statement
on the situation or the performance of his colleagues, though Mr. Powers can be a bit rude and abrasive. Mr. Myers states that the defendant is one of the most open-minded individuals that he's had the pleasure to work with.
Thank you.
That was
30
30
seconds.
seconds.
That was
read the rest of
very
it.
good.
Read the rest of the statement. Gibson, you fucking idiot! Read the statement.
That's why he's the warden.
Okay. Finally, may we have some brief closing statements from either side, starting with the prosecution first, please.
Brief.
Okay, don't worry, I'll keep this very brief. I think we all had enough of this. We all want to go home.
No,
Anyway.
I'm including it.
In my opening statement, I mentioned that I would call one witness to testify as to the defendant's guilt. That witness has testified as I explained. And we have established the following facts beyond a reasonable doubt. First, that on the 29th June of 2024, the defendant did intentionally shoot the victim, resulting in his premature death. And second, the defendant did act in full consciousness of his action and without intent of self-defense. I would ask you to reject the defense theories on the case. All witness is credible beyond a doubt. The mayor has nothing to gain by lying and proved to be consistent with the evidence presented. The defense's case lacks credibility. It is a foundation of our society that every man and woman is to be held accountable for their actions. The defense's arguments undermine said foundations and only amount to excuses. In conclusion, we would ask you, Your Honor, to find the defendant guilty as charged. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Lovely, short, brief closing statement. And now to the defence for their closing statement.
Thank you, Your Honour. At the conclusion of this trial, Your Honour, which is this, we, the defence, ask you to find our client is not guilty on the charge of murder. A verdict of guilty would be a travesty to Mr. Powers. This would not only affect his freedom, as he would be in Bully Penitentiary for some time, his reputation and his career as Deputy Park Ranger. Mr. Powers, from what you've heard, has given back to his community through several selfless acts, as backed up in our witness statements. The fact that Mr. Powers can be abrasive and rude to others should not determine that he is guilty for the charge of murder. We would like you to consider this when making your judgment. For the charges of kidnapping and felony evading, as in our opening statement, we would like to ask leniency on these two charges. Thank you, Your Honour.
Thank you. I'd like to thank all who have come today to take part in this trial for their time and willingness to do so. I'd also like to thank both sides of the court for their efforts and work in doing so. If everyone would like to grant me 2 minutes or so to come to a deliberation, I will do. I would ask that you step outside the court into the halls for the next 5 minutes while myself and... Well, I come to a shadowbar. You know what I mean? Okay, great.
Shadowbar, ding dong. Yeah.
Words are infective.
Martha, you can stay, please.
Right. Let's go,
sure.
folks.
Let's go into the hallway, Mr. J.
Oh, how do you think that went, Jack?
Those character statements were really brief. It was weird.
I know.
I know.
I think we had much to say.
Sure. No.
You drink?
Right, where do you want to
Holy.
probably go out
Oof, there's a lot of people here.
To eat and drink and then just...
Oh, Jesus. Christ.
Oh, Jay, I appreciate it.
Fuck's sake, man. Okay, this is in fact, are there any vending machines, boys?
I don't think so.
Okay.
That was the worst thing I've ever been a part
I
of
can
in my
ask
life.
that commissioner man if he's got anything for you.
So let's get through this first.
Right.
Okay.
That sucks.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Hello, this is Maisie Murphy returning from Weasel News. So we are just at a short recess. The court case has ended. The final statements have been given. Multiple character witnesses towards Jack Powers. Multiple character statements towards Jack Powers have been given during the hearing of the court case, and multiple evidence statements have also been given. One of which by Mayor Bryn Jones. Now, we are waiting currently for the judge, Henry Wise-Chap, to deliberate, and then he will call us back into the room and we will tell you what the outcome is at that point. Thank you. Thank you. What do you think it's going to be?
Probably guilty.
Happy.
I mean,
It's a
you know,
machine.
it's balanced out quite well by the character statements and... Oh, goodbye.
Oh, no, okay.
You know, it's
Yeah.
very...
So we'll come back in. Alright.
There's some very staunch defences of his character for sure, but... I don't know, I think there were too many witnesses.
Yeah. There were some of them that rattled on for like 25 minutes.
It certainly seems like there's some, you know, room for confusion. Just what actually happened with in the crossfire.
Yeah.
But you know, they can
that's-
match casings to guns and all that, you know, so...
Yeah. I know, but there's a lot I didn't know. Hi, sir. There's a lot I didn't know. There was a lot of fancy information in that. I think I learned a lot about Jack Powers that I wasn't sure that I really wanted to know. But he seems to be a right abrasive guy.
I was hoping to learn more about Wolf Myers actually, because I've been trying to catch him for some time, but it's a shame.
Oh,
It
right.
was a shame his statement was cut incredibly short.
Yeah.
Can you come into the hall, please?
Into the hole?
Hi, in here. Can you come?
Mr.
Judge, why Steve
Mr. Commissioner, do you have any more of that food? Mr. J's hungry.
I
Mr. J?
need,
Yeah,
I
Mr.
need a
J.
drink. Someone help.
Oh, thank you so much.
No problem.
You're a J.
Help.
Who needs a drink?
Me.
I've got a snickle for you
Granny
from the
Maggie.
Mr.
Oh, I love a snickle.
Commissioner.
I love a snickle.
Oh, thank
Here
you.
you go. Oh no.
This will be your last like good. They'll feed you when you get to jail, bitch.
Yeah. The cafeteria.
Oh, thank you.
Cafeteria has plenty of food.
That's okay. Mr. Commissioner, man, gave you. Gave you.
Yeah, you did, man.
Oh, fantastic.
Did you get it? Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I forgot about the stickles. To be fair, I forgot about all the stickles.
You did really well, Joe. You did really well.
It's mental.
10 for Chief.
I've got tons of stickles. It does.
There's too many people talking.
Loud noises.
Should we all have a 1 minute silence? And
Tonight actually had quite a lot of stickles.
We can contemplate.
Would you say?
Did he usually just put the defendant out in the hall with everyone like this?
I don't know. Is that okay?
I don't know.
Surely
Just
they
kind
should
of
have kept
leave
them
if you
like
wanted
that.
to.
Aye, I know.
Yet to be. Yet to be.
It's alright. I think half the people in here would stop him.
Oh, hello there.
Oh, that grey-haired lady just fell over a wee bit.
Anyone got water?
He's reaching.
Yeah, I do, please. I only have one though, so.
Stop handing me stuff now. Okay, alright, I'm good.
Are you trying to sneak stuff into jail? What's going on here?
Yeah, he's dropping.
I think you should search him. Stop with the water bottles. I've got like 10 of them now.
Cigar?
And yes, Powers, it was me. It is me. And will always be me.
Wah, ha, ha, ha.
I can't believe he got on the stand and testified that a guy took his style.
For real, bro. Went up there. Dude went up there and said, "We was wearing the same thing I was wearing."
Yeah, he was like, Your Honor, man, he took my fit, man.
So I shot him in the back of the head.
Oh.
Yeah. Like, that literally actually gives you more of a reason to shoot him.
I'm
man.
so
You just
glad I
gave
can
them-
bring gangs and
You actually gave them a plausible reason.
Hello,
to
Jay.
fight.
Hello, Mr. Walker. How are we? Hello, Maisie. How are we?
Good evening, quite well.
Yeah, I'm okay. I'm alright. How are you?
Not bad. I've not seen you since that whole thing at Recent News.
Oh, aye, I
Just
know.
want to check in, see how you are.
Aye, we're alright. I felt right queasy at that picture.
Nah, it wasn't nice. Sometimes you get things like that, though. You know, in
I
these kind of
know.
cases.
I don't really think I've seen anything like that. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've seen a lot of sort of gore and stuff from my time watching like baby births and animal births, but nothing like that. I've not seen anything at the other end.
Spencer.
Allah, it's just to wish you all the best, no matter what the outcome is.
Yeah, of course. Good job on there. You had a solid case.
It was intense from both sides. Had a
Mr.
fantastic.
Powers would like to give a statement to the news before he's presumably
nothing but
sent to
respect
jail.
for you after this.
Let's
done, really.
Can we go out this bit
No,
if you
no,
escort him?
no.
Appreciate it.
Okay, it's just right loud
Sorry
in here,
to
innit?
interrupt you.
Okay, Mr. Powers.
As I said, all the best, no matter
Steve,
the
you're
outcome.
in.
I respect the
No,
amount
no.
of work that you put into this case.
Okay,
It's
Mr. Powers.
it's commendable.
3,
Well done.
2, 1.
Appreciate it. Andrew.
Oh,
Thank you.
is that
Do appreciate that too.
right?
Admission of guilt. He's guilty.
He just walked away.
That's-
That's his statement.
been a lot of
Right,
work.
perfect.
And we'll be right back
Can't imagine.
after this.
Back to you, Judd.
You
In the
want a
studio.
statement from the defence lawyer? That was amazing. More than happy to send them.
Sure.
Hear me all right?
Yeah.
Hello there in the back. Can you hear me all right? Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yep.
Yes, we can.
We can hear you, Martha.
Can you all please resume and go back into your seats in the courtroom? Thank you.
Run!
Okay.
Walk.
She's
Idiot.
dead loud, isn't she? Oh yeah. I think I just popped an eardrum.
Hey, brother.
Is that Dakota?
Oh.
No, I don't know how to go.
I think
Oh,
that's
sorry.
Reckon?
Right, what side?
Santo of the Goddess adjoined.
Oh, right, okay.
All the best, Jack. All the best.
I was enjoying that smoke.
Right.
Here we go.
Thank you, everyone. Today, we have heard from both sides of this case. The prosecution and the defense both have worked hard to deliver strong cases for their representative sides. It's taken some deliberation and some thought. But during the discourse that has happened today, without realizing, I suppose, or maybe unintentionally, multiple of the side who are supposed to be here defending Mr. Powers, in fact, really let us know that the only reasonable assumption was that he perhaps did what was suggested. I will tell you the verdicts in a moment. His lawyers confirmed when the trial started that he was open to kidnapping and felony evading on his side. And at no point did anyone but Mr. Powers himself actually say the word he did not shoot Alfred. Therefore, this court finds Mr. Jack Powers on the charge of felony evading guilty. On the charge of kidnapping, not guilty.
Ooh.
Because it seems like Alfred wanted to be with Powers most of the time anyway. However, due to witness testimony and evidence, on the charge of murder, this court finds one Jack Powers guilty.
Oh
What?
my goodness!
You fucking son of a bitch! I'm not guilty.
Bullshit.
You gotta
Oh
look
my
relook into that.
goodness.
I'm not guilty.
Mr. Powers, please return. To
Justice Ralphie, man.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, if you're going to press for relevance,
Wow.
can't go too
Yeah. You useless fucking lawyers.
Do I do that statement now, Mr. Powers?
We will begin or announce the sentencing now for Mr. Powers.
Time served.
Not quite how this works. The sentence will be read out in the same manner every sentence in this city is. Therefore, Mr. Powers will go to state prison, Bolingbroke, for 10,080 months.
Oh.
What?
Bitch!
Got him, man.
Oh my
Shit.
goodness.
Someone record this. He'll go to court for it. Someone record. You got the camera rolling, bitch? Roll the camera.
Oh my god.
Police brutality right here.
Do we have any medics here? The chief judge was hit.
Shoot his ass.
I'm okay.
Yeah,
I'm
shoot
okay.
him.
I'm okay.
Shoot
I'm
him,
okay.
hit his punch.
No, Joel, stay away. Joel, stay away. Stay away. Stay away. Joel, stay away. Get away. Get away. Get away.
I'm recording the
Put him in handcuffs.
Oh my goodness.
Try me, bitch. I'll break your goddamn ribs.
Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Joel, I'm taking you over here.
What is happening?
Bro, what are you doing?
Jesus.
What are you doing?
Say that again?
I got
ain't
shot
get
for
this
less,
thing-
man.
Yeah, I get shot for less all the time.
Jesus.
You got the judge perfect.
Well, they put me in handcuffs, so it's going well.
All the fucking time, man.
Shoot him.
Thank you, sir. Thank you
Oh,
very
you
much.
fucking idiot.
We get him in
This is not your
handcuffs.
fault, Brent. You son of a bitch.
Oh, he's punching the
Fuck
mayor.
you too,
God.
mother.
Oh my.
You
He's
little bitch.
punching the mayor.
Are you getting this, Mr. G?
The state.
Yeah.
Don't worry.
Oh my
Stop
God.
This
it.
is prime time TV.
Please get him in handcuffs.
You know,
I'd be executed.
it's
in
less
the
bad than
street.
I would have
expected.
been shot 60 times
not
if
dead.
this happened to me.
Ah, how'd you still do it?
Oh fuck. Oh fuck.
Oh, he wants to. Oh, yes.
Oh my.
Stop resisting.
Hey, are you okay, Bryn?
Oh,
You
oh
okay?
goodness.
We should probably get away from the
Yeah.
line of fire in case he tries to take it out on us.
Just to let folk know, the actual sentencing part's not over yet, so if we can get him in cuffs and back, that would be fantastic.
What do I want with him? What?
I'm bleeding.
What's my,
Are we sure he's in
what's my
gloves?
occupation?
Henry, you've got a gusher.
I work at a few places.
I got a gusher.
I'm a mechanic.
Mr. Mayor, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm a mechanic.
Bloody hell.
You may have to wait for
Mhm,
me.
mhm.
Do we have to have a court case to get him on charges for just beating up everyone in the courtroom?
I'm 80%
Everybody
there enough
here,
witnesses?
without a
Alright,
reasonable
alright,
doubt,
no.
know that this man just did that.
Oh no.
I didn't see
Oh
shit.
god.
Camera, I just noticed.
Thank you very much.
The left. Alfred is
Alright,
dead.
I'm calm.
Can somebody please cuff him?
It's crazy.
Right, put him in cuffs and somebody hold him by the fucking wrists until we get this done, please.
Swing and a miss.
I'm not strong.
The resistance.
Yeah, I think he was talking to the cops. I think that's the.
God.
I think he wants one of the cops to do
Can we
that.
get the green people out?
Stop resisting.
Ow!
Oh, damn.
Yep.
Watch my cheeks, watch my cheeks.
Oh, she gave me with the backhand. That's Serena Williams.
Hold on, man. Speak again. That was good.
Mr. Powers, come and look at me.
What do you want? The flacco?
Yeah, let's go stand behind him then, I suppose.
That's crazy.
Your defense tried to prove that you were not a madman, that you were not a man of violence. Well, you have just proven the point to everyone here and now.
Hey, yeah, you
Congratulations.
fell
You will go to a state penitentiary for 10,080 months. Not only
I don't
that,
think
you will go on a
anyone said
mandatory
that.
alcohol management counseling course as well.
Powers hits
And
like.
not only that, you will go
like
on
a
a
little weak
mandatory
person, but Maggie did hit
sensitivity
me with that
training
flashlight.
course also. Take him away!
Damn you to
He's
hell!
going in a mandatory
Fuck you, bitch.
Fucking Henry
sensitivity
Whitechap,
training.
I'll see you in hell. You think you've seen the last of me? You ain't seen
Oh
nothing yet.
my.
I'm gonna fuck your wife.
Crazy.
Well done.
Wow.
I got reported as tall government content, respect.
Yeah. Should we go out and try and
Let's go over it.
get a statement?
Yes,
from
let's get position up front.
I think it's illegal.
Don't
When
step on my blood.
Alfred shows up in
Step
a
on my
couple
blood.
months, they're gonna have.
Oh, okay.
Oh god, look at my blood.
Uh huh.
No.
Please
Oh.
return to our activities.
Oh, now he's crying. Here comes the waterworks.
Kill them.
Kill us.
Yes,
This
good
dude
evening.
just attacked the mayor,
Hello,
his
I'm an
wife,
attorney. I would like
the
to give
cops, the
could I
judge.
give
Take
a
the
little-
elevators down.
Have a little interview, is that alright?
Yes, please. We're going to be setting up at the front steps for interviews and statements.
Oh,
If you'd like to
could
join
I
as well.
just a really quick
That's the
interview about my
elevator. That's the
opinion,
elevator.
please?
Sure. Around his corner.
Alright.
Hey, I wanna go too.
If I can find the way yet, yeah.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2, 1.
Hello, everybody. Weasel News. This is Max Solomon, a local attorney. I'd just like to give some words on my opinion on the case. Personally, this is a complete miscarriage of justice. I would be open to representing.
Fantastic case. Just wonder if I could extend my hand out to you and congratulate you.
One second.
Yes, of course.
I would be open to representing Powers, Jack Powers, in his appeal case. I'd be happy to do that.
I appreciate that.
I think the judge is completely wrong. The Constitution has been breached here. Complete sham. I think that
That's time.
some of the prosecutors were police officers. I believe that seems like a complete conflict. Yeah, conflict. I also would say that there was no real evidence against Powers that connected him to the. There was a few connections to him shooting, but there was no actual testimony from anybody that said he shot him. So I cannot believe that he actually got charged in this case. And again, that's why I'd be happy to. I'd do it for free. I'd absolutely do it for free. I represent them. Okay. Any questions or anything like that?
What did you make of Mr. Powers' outburst following the sentencing? Did you think that was justified?
No violence is never justified, but I would say that after receiving a sentence of 10,000 months, with such shallow evidence, I can see why he may have had a problem with that. Obviously, he wouldn't. He shouldn't have done that, but under the circumstances, and we don't know the full story here. Maybe he got threatened. Maybe he someone was violent to him first. We just don't know. So that's my opinion on that.
If you could turn back time, would you have had someone other than Henry Wisechap preside over this case?
I don't. You know, I'm trying to become a. You know, he's like the main judge, so I'm sure it's not personal. Perhaps there was something in this case he felt he had to step in and then do. But personally, I don't think that. I strongly think that that was a complete mistrial. I would like to have another trial with Jack Powers.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
Oh, no, thank you very much.
No problem. Just give a different view, you know?
Yes, we appreciate it.
It was very much rushed.
Oh, we're downstairs.
Yeah. Oh, I haven't seen a staircase before.
It's very fancy in here.
What did you make of when the defense was reading out the character statements? They seem to really contextualize them and summarize them in a way that I've never heard statements presented in court before.
It was completely ridiculous. The defense in general is completely ridiculous. A lot of it was spent focusing on his character, despite him not pleading guilty, which is a bit strange one. It almost felt like he was already sent or even arrived. I think the angle was just wrong. So again, I would love to do a trial and clear his name.
Well, I hope we get to see it.
Well, I tried to get my microphone out so that I could even just record it to my little side pack, and
yes.
Mr. Powers bit the microphone.
Oh my goodness.
So look, it's got a big chewed bit on it.
No, well, you know, we've got more where they came from.
Yeah.
Just you know,
go.
Pluck out the bits of charred teeth. What?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, you know, maybe
Everybody left.
Maybe some people will still. There must be some people still inside, right?
Well, no, they were round. They all were round the side watching Mr. Powers get put in the car.
Do you want to just get on the top step, Miss Murphy?
Yeah. Where's Mr. Mayor?
Okay, perfect. We'll see if we get anyone. It's a lovely shot.
Okay. Are you ready?
In 3, 2.
Hello, this is Maisie Murphy reporting for Weasel News outside of City Hall. Once again, we are back outside after the finale of the court case against Jack Powers this evening. So Jack Powers, just to recap, was being accused of first-degree murder against an Alfred Lesk. During the court case, multiple witness statements were heard and witnesses called to the stand. Both the prosecutors and the defence were at odds with each other throughout. It was a very tense case. While we were out in recess, we then got called back in. The judge, Henry Wisechap, has decided that Jack Powers has been found guilty on felony evading, not guilty on kidnap, and guilty on the first-degree murder of Alfred Lesk. He has been sentenced to 10,000 and something months at the prison. He then decided to get a bit angry during that sentencing and unfortunately provided some aggressive behaviour towards both the judge and Mayor Bryn Jones, who did end up quite hurt, both of which ended up quite hurt. Multiple members of the audience in the court were also within this fight and have ended up with cuts and bruises, I believe. And Jack Powers has just been escorted out and put into a police car ready for sentencing and heading to prison. Mr. Powers did refuse to give a statement and in fact, as you can witness, did in fact bite my microphone and kick out while in cuffs. So thank you all for watching. This is all for this evening. This has been Maisie Murphy and Mr. G. Walker reporting for Weasel News. Thank you.
And we're out. Very good, Miss Murphy.
Thank you.
I mean, it's a shame we weren't able to catch him. Mayor, was he?
Yeah,
Oh, look, people coming out! People coming out! Get ready!
Oh,
Get ready!
shit,
Get ready! Get ready!
okay.
Just get some instant reactions. You know, instant reactions. Stay near the steps, Mr. Fee. Let them come to you. Let them come to you.
Okay.
Some key witnesses coming out soon.
Okay.
And we're rolling.
Hello, Miss Carter. Miss Carter. Hello. You were a key witness this evening and provided some evidence towards Mr. Power's character. How are you feeling this evening about the news and the sentencing of Mr. Powers?
Well, how are you? I'm afraid character witnesses weren't really needed in this case, and there weren't enough people around. When the incident happened, a key figure, I think Kali Chanda, was there, but didn't speak today for some reason. I have mixed feelings about it. I don't think Powers is fully in. Oh, yeah.
That's okay. That's okay. Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Mr. Mayor.
Oh yes, young lady.
Hello. Do you want to come over here? How are you feeling about this evening's events?
Well, I feel justice has been served. It is a shame he lashed out as he did in the sentencing. It cements the character references that have been given.
Yes,
But he is guilty as charged. I saw it with my own eyes.
You did in fact advise that, yes. You were a very key witness to the prosecution this evening. How do you feel that your statement went?
Well, it was used as a key bit of evidence from prosecution, and it was very influential in the verdict, I believe.
I would believe so. And is that lashing out that happened at the sentencing a typical example of Jack Power's behaviour?
I wouldn't say it's typical. I've never seen him lash out in that manner before, but I think under the circumstances, his temper boiled over. When you're being sentenced to that amount of prison time, it's not an easy thing to do, but it's no excuse.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Mr. Spectre, is it Spectre?
With the floppy head one?
Yeah, that
yes.
one.
Yeah,
I like my
yes.
hair. Hello.
As I'm sure you do.
Hiya.
I'm sure you do.
Would you like to provide a statement of the?
Of course.
Okay. How do you feel it went this evening? Obviously, your client has been sentenced as
Absolutely.
guilty.
Absolutely. Think for the defence, we did as best as we could. We got multiple witness statements from multiple sources, and we got people on the stand, including Rebecca Armitage and Gillian Carter as credible witnesses. Did try our best with it. Fortunately, it didn't go in our favour. But yeah, hopefully for the next one, it'll be a more positive outcome.
Absolutely. And what would you say to the sort of accusations from the judge himself that you didn't provide the valuable evidence in advising that Jack Powers did not, in fact, shoot Alfred Leskin? He was the only person that actually advised that during the case.
It's not something I would agree with. We stated in both our statement and opening statement that we didn't find that we didn't find Mr. Powers guilty on those charges, and that we believe that he didn't do it. So I don't agree, but I'm sure the judge would have reasons behind that.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Spectre.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you. Judge, would you like to state anything after your first case?
Hello.
Hello. How do you think your first case went this evening?
Well, I think it was a good landmark case for the city. It showed off the talent we have in terms of our DOJ and the law. I think the right resolution was found. We have put a man in jail who was guilty of murder this evening. It was clear that they had a vendetta against one another for a long time, hence why they're not guilty for the kidnapping, because I think they would have been in each other's company anyway. But Mr. Powers showed as a man who has a temper, was not afraid to use weapons as spoken by the people that were supposed to speak in his defense, and evaded the police at the time, and also was shot at by the police, which doesn't happen without something. Also, the multiple statements confirming that he had a gun, confirming he was alone, had a gun to the head of the deceased, all lined up to the fact that he did in fact shoot Mr. Lesk.
That's not entirely true.
Okay. Thank you so much. So this has been a landmark case for the state against, the state versus Jack.
You look
Powers this
fabulous,
evening.
by the way. You look fantastic.
Thank you so much. So do you. I like that wee bow
Thank you.
tie.
Oh, thank you.
But yes, this has been an absolutely landmark case, and I just want to thank you for your service this evening on completing and coming to a resolution with this at the end. So I
Thank
appreciate
you.
you very much, and I look forward to the next one.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you.
No
Thank you. Do I leave now? Do you want me to stay?
Yeah,
What do I
no,
do?
You're
Do I,
absolutely fine. You
do I
can
look
leave
down
now.
the lens? Do I give it a...
You can look down the lens if you would like.
Do you want an ECU? That's an extreme close-up. You want to...
Oh,
Yeah.
do you want an extreme close-up, Mr. J?
Bravo.
Oh, I already got one, don't worry.
Oh, you got one. You're
Mr.
all
J
right.
can get extremely close-up anytime he likes.
Oh wow.
And we'll cut that.
Okay. Do you want any other statements?
I got nervous. I'm not one for public speaking, you know.
We've got the lead prosecutor on. Say goodbye.
Well, I want to get out these
Where's
clothes.
the prosecutor? Oh yeah, the prosecutor.
I don't know.
No, I just want to get out my
thing was
judge's
a rushed
clothes, you know.
process,
The
right?
prosecution, would you like to state this evening? Would you like to
Yeah,
come over to the camera and
It's
provide a-
it's like
thank
a
you.
rushed court with like
So,
a predetermined
obviously you
narrative,
were
you know?
the prosecution this evening against Mr. Powers for the
it's
first
crazy
degree
how that
murder
works. I
of
would've
Alfred
trusted
Lesk. The judge has actually ruled in your favour towards the first degree murder. How are you feeling upon this resolution of the landmark case?
Well, how should I feel? I'd obviously happy, relieved. It was a pretty messy case, but it was quite clear that it would, that he did it. In my opinion, a lot of evidence pointed towards it, and I think, despite all the hurdles from both sides, we managed quite well. The defense put up a brilliant fight with what they had. It was a very, very messy. They had very few tools to work with. They did all they could, in my opinion. But I'm already looking forward to going up against them again.
Oh, that's good. That's good to hear. And we are very much looking forward to attending any future cases. We appreciate the time and effort that both the prosecution and defence, and of course the judge and all witnesses have put in to the effort in this case. So really appreciate that, and well done on your win this evening.
Thank you very much. It was a
problem.
pleasure.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I can smell rain. Can you smell rain?
Just in time for the weather to turn, I think. Back to the van.
Yeah.
Well
I
done,
can
Miss
smell
Murphy.
it. I think it's gonna rain. See, I could smell it.
Let's get this equipment under cover.
Oh, I keep going to go in the driver's seat. Oh my goodness. Well,
that was an all-nighter.
It really was. I can. There was a couple of points that I wasn't expecting it to be a guilty verdict, but I mean, I feel like it was the right choice.
And it was a real. I mean, the judge was strictly correct. No one really pressed that he didn't kill Alfred,
Yeah, exactly.
but at the same time, there was a real focus on character statements, which all went in the opposite direction.
Yeah, I feel like the fact that they were focusing on the character statements implied that he did, and they were trying to get him off on character statements rather than, you know what I mean? It just felt a bit weird. Like no one was implicitly saying he didn't kill him, and here's stuff that goes to his character. They were just saying, like, here's stuff that goes to his character. He probably did kill him, but oh wow, oh my goodness.
Cool.
Oh,
Good.
wow. I might do that.
But I mean, somebody, I was, if they were trying to get him off on character statements, I mean, they really should have rushed the last few there. I mean, one of the attorneys I was speaking to at the end agreed that we really botched the final section, which wouldn't have helped Suppose case.
Yeah. I know, I feel like that they were very rushed. And like there was murmurs in the crowd as well when some of them were being said.
Very interesting. Very curious. I think there's going to be some follow-up from that case, you know?
Yeah, you think?
If Mr. Powers will have a right to appeal, I suspect, so we'll see how far he gets with that. Although I don't know if his outburst at the end there will have
Oh, that wouldn't have done him any good. Yeah, that wouldn't have done him any good. He actually made the judge bleed.
No, that's not good.
Yeah. No, it's not at all. I've not seen Mr. Albertson, by the way.
No, I told you he's out on a conference.
Oh yes, he did. It's just he told me because I was a trainee, I wasn't allowed a desk.
Oh.
And I was just
How
wondering.
did I get there?
What? He told me I wasn't allowed a desk, so I was just wondering, should I maybe give him a wee email and or even just ask for a meeting at some point? Because
Yeah,
I
make
don't
sure.
know where to sit.
Oh my goodness. Another fire.
Right, I'm going to go in the fire, people.
Yes. And yes to the email. We'll get you a desk and make sure he gives you access to the equipment store. Hopefully that won't spread too far. Come to hurry though, just in case. Alright, folks. That's a win for England. But a massive loss for Jack Powers. Already suspended from the Department of Parks and Recreation, some might say.
Desks?
I'm pretty sure it was plenty. It was like 3 of us working here.
Okay.
It's a very streamlined department.
Yeah.
Just don't stay away from mine.
What one's yours again?
If you have to ask, you
Oh,
haven't been paying
goodness.
attention. So, we'll write up on the notes in that case and get to an exclusive interview coming to Weasel News, probably tomorrow, from a senior government source taken before the case. In the meantime, we're going to get on a little raid. I'm under strict instructions not to raid Danny. Let's see. Ooh. Let us raid. We're gonna raid Emmy. Emmy's streaming. Well, I haven't seen Emmy streaming in a while. So we'll go say hi to Emmy. Takes it to the night. Oh, but many other options available if you want to channel hop on your Let's LP streams. But we're gonna go over see Emmy. Just go say hi. Thank you very much for hanging out, folks. Thank you very much for watching us. That's been a 3-hour stint. Watching that court case. I'm surprised most of us survived, which is good. We people There was plenty of snickles going around, which is always good. Well, we'll see. We will see if this sentence will hold up. I guess that's a long stint. It's a long stint for old Napoleon. But yeah, that was a lot of fun. We'll be back later in the week. Maybe Thursday. I'm not gonna put a date on it. No schedule. But we will be back for again later in the week. Whether it's Let's Up Eat or something else. There are some other things I do want to do around here. When we get back into the swing of things. But always good to have you with me. Thank you, Flash for the follow. Thank you, Hooper for the follow. Thank you, Briar, for the follow off stream as well. I saw that coming. All right, let's go say hi to Emmy. Thank you very much, everyone. We'll see you next time. Bye bye.